How dare you?
Why are you? He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. He plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, come on, come.
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. There's stuff at the gas station.
Own your truth. You know, it was difficult. It was at first. I mean, you just cornered me like that and everything, but you know, it's a little liberating now to know I can like Star Wars in more ways than I ever imagined. Dave Filoni is the savior of Star Wars. KK is doing an amazing job. The people out there are just blind and can't see it. So yes, thank you. I can stop lying now.
What? What the fuck?
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down. We've got Bush.
Oh, hello, pie.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode. Not just any episode, but episode 99. We're almost there, man. Of Saturday Night Sith. It's amazing, isn't it? We're almost to that 100 marker. I, though, am your host, the Fractured Filter, and with me here, as always, my friend, my compatriot, my brother in all this madness, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Dude, almost 99. One more. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought when we started this? All those. It feels like years ago, man. It feels like years ago when we sat, when we were at that certain location. We were talking about this, and then months followed that conversation where we're like, man, I just got to kick myself in the butt, and we're so hesitant on doing this
back and forth, and we're like, all right, what do we do?
It feels like donkey's years. It feels like I feel like Treebeard in Lord of the Rings it's been an age since this has gone down, but almost 100 episodes. And I don't know about you, there's a lot I want to go over tonight.
There's a good deal that I want to go over as well,
and I feel bad because I did not put this in the Discord, but I'm pretty sure I think you got at least one of the topics that I want to go over. And I just want to really start the show and just we need to reach out to Rhino because I'm very concerned about his mental health.
And
here's the thing. I'm so it's like for the first time in 99 episodes, I can sit here and be like, you have to watch this crap. I don't. Because I pulled up Disney Plus, and there are 3 episodes already of the
Yeah,
Bad
they
Batch,
did the three. They did the 3-episode dump.
which is, and I sat here, I was like, when did this premiere? And because typically they do the two
Yeah,
the
they
two
did.
episodes on a
That was
Wednesday
no, that was last week.
on
Last week, I
last
believe
week,
they.
and
No,
I
sorry.
have no.
Was it last week or this week? I think it was this week.
I
think.
legit I do not feel bad at all. I pulled it because typically I'd be like, oh, well, maybe we should watch it. You know, we should. But I pulled up like, I'm so glad I'm not committed to this trash anymore. It's like there's freedom. And
God.
to see and just some of the titles of these episodes.
Have you watched Rhino's reviews?
I do not want to subject myself because there's a part of me that if I watch it, then I'm gonna have to go and watch these episodes, right? And I just don't.
I'll always, Rhino is says they say watching it so we don't have to. But I've watched his reviews, and basically we aren't missing a whole lot.
No, but here's the thing though. We didn't miss anything in season 2. We didn't really miss anything in season 1.
But the funny thing is too is that from the 3 episodes that they've dumped, they are effectively, as we've said, and all the evidence has been there, but they're going straight into the sequel trilogy. Everything. But
here's the thing, though.
Everybody with a brain fucking knew already. But
if you feel compelled, if you're doing a show, right, and you feel compelled that you have to dump 3 episodes on one premiere, like, your show sucks, right? So here's the thing. I did not watch and I'm not here to push Stargate on anybody. You can watch it if you want, and don't watch it if you want. You're an idiot if you don't want to watch it. But again, kids show. I'm not going to call you anything, right?
I'm not forcing it or nothing.
I'm not. But here's the thing, though. Back when this premiered, I guess this is because I didn't watch it when it premiered. But I would bet my next. I will bet my next bet. We could get Bradley in here as well because he could better answer the question. I don't think that they dumped 3 episodes on a premiere, and you know why they didn't? Because they were confident that this show was good. And I just sit here and I just wonder, I got in the argument before we start our normal shenanigans. I got in this argument at work with this guy that I'm trying, and I give him credit because he said he's going to go back and actually watch the full episode. But I sat and I argued with this guy. He's like, I watched the movie and it was trash. And I watched your first episode, the first 10 minutes. And he's like, it's 2 hours of my life I won't get back. Now, here's the thing. I will agree with him.
The movie and the first 2 episodes are fantastic. Don't know what the hell he's talking about.
That Kurt Russell, in my humble opinion, did not do Jack O'Neill's character justice.
Well, okay? he was janitor to it, though. I mean,
I'm aware, but listen, Richard Dean Anderson is the Jack O'Neill. He is the embodiment of Jack O'Neill. My humble opinion, Kurt Russell is just he's a good actor, but you get Kurt Russell, like, you get him in every movie, right? Whether it be some form of Overboard or Tombstone, like, it's Kurt Russell, right? And when you have Kurt, yes, he was the original Jack O'Neill. I get it. 2 L's. O'Neill, 2 L's. Shout out to Spartacus. Thank you. I did not know he was. I thought he was just besmirching me when he says O'Neill with 2 L's because I spelled it O'Neill with 1. I didn't know he was quoting season 2 where he's like, it's 2 O'Neills. There's 2 colonels. I'm funnier than the latter.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was.
Yeah. I have much more of a sense of humor than the other one.
I thought he was just calling me out, but no, he was calling me out and whatnot. But
he was informing you just in a way,
right? In the best way that Spartacus does. But I just. The point I'm going, one, it's Kurt Russell, and I will agree that the Kurt, Richard Dean Anderson is the better O'Neill than neither here nor there. The point I'm trying to make is they did not dump 3 episodes on a singular premiere. Why? Because they knew it was good. Now, I'm sure they probably thought like maybe some episodes would be better than others, like 1 and 2, absolutely fantastic. I don't think I'm only on into season 3. I stopped season 3 because I want to go back and watch season 1 because I don't think anybody in my mind, I'm like, no season is going to beat season 1. Season 1's fantastic. Now you can say, Emancipation was born, whatever. Even Emancipation had its moments, right? The point I'm trying to make here,
you can find our fun in it. Yes.
The thing that boggles my mind that I want to talk about is like how you can sit here and say Stargate's terrible, and then you watch the crap that Disney's producing and has produced and say it's better, right?
Right.
Acting back in '97, in my opinion, is way better than anything that has like Andor or Boba. My goodness! And to make the argument of the contrary, like you're just in your world. It's insane. Again, I'm not pushing Stargate. I'm not saying teach his own, man. Just saying.
Not at all. No. You're just.
But what is your thoughts? Like, why dump 3? Like, are you that? Like, are you like?
Because they were all very boring, lackluster episodes, from what I've gathered from Rhino's reviews of them, and he pretty much showed.
You should have confidence.
A bit of the episodes, but like they're just boring episodes. And
Disney,
the biggest one is the 3rd episode that they dropped, which has, as far as I could tell, Ian McDermott voicing Palpatine, or at least they had Palpatine in it.
And I'm not convinced. I think they own the rights and they did AI.
Whatever, or it's what's his face voice mimicking his voice.
Right.
Anyways, regardless, that was probably the only episode that would have actually garnered any interest. But like it is, the first 2 episodes especially just sounded really goddamn boring and really coincidental that here the Bad Batch just happens to run into another group of mysterious clone kids. All right.
What I'm gathering is that Order 66 meant nothing, and that everybody can come back from the dead.
We've
except for Qui-Gon.
Yeah, except for Qui-Gon.
Because he, poor white boy who got killed can't come back. But
yes,
you got Agent Sabine who can come back, and you got Maul who was probably non-binary. I'm assuming people are saying that he can come back. It
wouldn't surprise me if they did that, but as far as I know, they have.
And did you hear all this hype that Samuel L. Jackson's coming back?
Like some interview with Empire magazine.
Please tell me you have this saved. Please tell me you have this saved.
He's just talking about wanting to come back and reprise the role.
No, but what I'm talking about, people are defending. I'm not going to say Star Wars, but they're defending.
Disney shows they all want this retardation shit.
They're defending how they are sat there defending physically how he can come back. This boy got electrocuted and force thrown out the rotunda.
And you and I have talked about this because I've made the point too that
you have to be to not know how high up the Chancellor's executive suite was.
And even that aside, like he could have pulled some Jedi bullshit out of his ass.
What is he gonna pull?
Hang on. Wait for where I'm going with this. Because here's the thing. You have Palpatine, Sheev, good old Sidious boy himself, at the height of his Sith power, giving out that full blast of unlimited power. And you're telling me that also then later down the line in the Rise of Palpatine, when he uses Sith lightning to take down ships, you're telling me between that within that sphere of everything, that a blast of Sith lightning like that is now somehow survivable. I mean, I know like it was kind of charged down perhaps for Luke, of course, because he wanted to pull him to the dark side. He was torturing him. And that was more kind of like secession to kind of blast him off and on. But he wanted to kill Mace Windu. Yeah, he's going to go for the killing shot. So he was basically dead on his feet right there. And then, he was flung out the damn window. So adding those two things together, and then like I've argued before, is that you bring him back to life. You are, I know that's their game. That's their whole, that's their MO. They want to devalue Lucas era created characters. They will the amount of like depowering and just making Palpatine look like a bitch would just be kind of the end of it. It's like, all right, well, mean, it's bad enough you have Rey defeating him in Rise of Palpatine, but then like you have it on
No,
top
Rey
of it.
didn't defeat him. All the other Jedi
Surviving that
defeated him.
attack like that. It's like, all right, well, they were completely impotent.
Rey did not. How dare you give Rey more credit than she deserves? She didn't defeat him. She was all the Jedi, and all the Jedi defeated.
Whatever.
No, but the point of this all is that people are actually sat there defending why he could come back and how he did survive. I'd love to hear Star Wars theory, his defense on why Mace would come back. This boy is defending why Sabine survived and Qui-Gon died. Yeah, the audacity to say that, well, they both were stabbed in the spine, but one was slightly away from the spine.
off to the side, even though it's a burning hot blade that goes into your internal organs and everything. But hey, just slap that little back to patch on and you're A-okay.
Throw him in the back to bed, right? She has the same back to bed that freaking Boba Fett had, Dad Bod Fett had when he got destroyed by whatever the Wookiee's name was.
Oh yeah,
Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just so like if you like, it's one thing to joke like, oh yeah, he'd come back, haha, and just be like, that there's no way physically he could come back, but then they believe like, no, he could. He survived. It's not the high up. He's a Jedi. He's a Grand Master. He made a little force cocoon. Like, help me understand. Like, it's like, did you read the book where it describes and deceived, and then the Bane book where it's basically cooking your insides to scramble eggs? Like, this isn't. And the argument I would make is, yeah, Palpatine in the stupid movie destroyed those ships, but how look at the distance that he was away from them, right? And then he was in close proximity to Mace.
Yeah, that's the other big thing to it, right?
Like,
one way or another, it's ridiculous. Like I said, it's just them trying to further devalue characters.
Like this wasn't Sheev just didn't want to kill the guy. Like, Sheev just didn't want to kill Mace, right? So this is the progression, right? He's like, one, I'm going to trick you into your death, right? I'm gonna pull the old bait and switch here, right? So that's disrespect number one. Disrespect number two, it wasn't even disrespect, but like one was like the bait and switch, right? That's number one. Two, is the Force lightning. That's number two. Number three was like, okay, so now I have you dead to rights, but I'm gonna further disrespect you by force pushing you outside my window so I never have to see your face again.
Yep.
Like, he could have just stopped there with the old bait switch to let Anakin handle his light work. But no, he wanted to force lightning him. And then he wanted to push him out the window. Well, no, he didn't push him out the window. The electricity surrounded him, and then he pushed him. Like, it's just so stupid. Why allow him to come back and Qui-Gon not? Well, you can't let a white man come back. He's dead. That'd be racist. But you're gonna let everybody else come back. It's just so stupid. It's like, I don't.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%.
You see what I have to deal with? You see, every time you guys have these, you do this show. You don't like. I know we have to argue people who think this stuff is like this is not just for content.
Hitman manages to run into these people at work because we work different shifts. He runs into them. I don't, apparently.
And where's Fractured? Fractured is on his own island eating Rolos, eating a whole bag of Rolos. Like, he leaves me to myself to defend myself. Like, I'm telling you, like, there are people who have podcasts that will create content for the viewers to come back. I am telling you that this is true. As the Lord is my witness, I've conversations about Mace Windu coming back. Well, not necessarily in person, but like definitely the Bo-Katan being getting the dark dork saber, and how people thought Bo-Katan was, Mandalore, and Mandalore wasn't a planet.
Weapon in all of Star Wars now.
That Mandalore was just a planet, not a title. Like, where was Fractured? Nowhere. I'm fighting off the wolves. These Disney wolves.
Oh god, let me get to the chat really quick. So we did have Skirmitar and Static were in, both with saying late and gay, although Skirmitar added very late and gay. We were a little late getting started, yes. But unfortunately, those were not here in the chat. That was a little early, I guess, not in time for me to catch here. But then Static did say, he says, I think I'm more excited for next week than you guys are in relation to the next week will be our episode 100. Looking really forward to it. And he has a special gift for us. A little laughter from Skirmitar there. Red Hooded Wink, how's it going, guys? Hello. Says, don't watch it. All three are boring and are a bunch of nothing burgers. Yeah, that's exactly what I got from Rhino's reviews. So for anybody else, by all means, you can go and watch his reviews and find out the boredom and just pointlessness of those episodes. Meteor Advocate Timon in the house. Hey, saying, hey, yo, the fractured filter. Hello back at you, sir. Hey, yo. Bunch of hellos, everyone. Everybody greeting each other. That's awesome. Red Hoodwink says, obviously, because the Emperor tickles the fake fans' nostalgia bone. Yeah, he does. That's what gets the people in. Dan Blackroyd, who has the better Bush, Emperor Palpatine or Hammond of Texas? Son of a bitch.
Hammond.
Yeah, let's go with Hammond.
I started calling everybody stunned, by the way, just so you're aware. Okay.
Red Hoodwink says, thrown out the window. He was thrown out the window.
I see what you did there.
Red Hoodwink also said she had a second stomach. She didn't need it anyway. So that's what happened. She got stabbed in the second stomach. She was good.
Was she one of the Inquisitors?
Dan Blackroyd says, May survived because black men can jump higher. I've seen the basketball movie with Blade and the bartender for Cheers. Well, all right, there we go. Liquid Blake explained it all. He could jump higher. He would much more easily get the high ground. So that's what he did. So that's just it. He was standing up. Palpatine was laying down. Therefore, he had the high ground over Palpatine.
How dare you?
I'm just trying to use Disney shill logic here, okay? I'm trying to get inside their mind a little bit. Hello, Clips Films Melbourne. How are you doing? Says, if someone let Zillo Beast clone escape destroying everything inside of Mount Tantus, and I would like to see the Zillo Beast clone eats Dr. Hemlock.
I forgot Dr. Hemlock. See, I forgot the whole show. So thank you so much for reminding me.
Thank God, since we aren't watching it, I've just completely overlooked. I've already kind of did like a memory dump, and I'm like I'm regaining a lot of the old knowledge that I had for Stargate. So it's just been like a replace all those files with these files, and I'm loving that we're watching Stargate. So, and not enduring the pain that is Bad Batch season 3. Yeah. So, Red Hoodwink says Mace was born with high ground because he's black. There we go. See, it's just all adding up now. At least certainly for the Disney universe, yeah. All right, shall we go?
I wonder if they'll make this. We'll end on this. I wonder if they'll make this season so bad to pump up like Skeleton Crew or
Acolyte.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but I wonder if they would.
I don't think it's gonna be in their eyes. I don't think it's gonna be intentional because this is another Dave Filoni project.
Well, no, it's not, because Disney shows will say that he is not in charge of everything.
Yeah, if it turns out really bad, he won't happen. It'll be the one time where he doesn't have any control over the over the production and story and stuff.
Where's Favreau? Is he still in the mix, or is that dude gone?
Favreau's mostly there for Mando.
I wonder if he'll.
So anything to do with that stuff is where he gets involved.
Interesting.
So, unless they just happen to end up bringing him in for other things, but last I knew, it's just been Mandalorian
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Yeah, so Red Hoodwing is saying Dave Filoni wrote this. It was doomed to fail before he thought of it. All right. Hang on just one quick moment. All right. So, hang on. Before we do get into our topic, we do have someone joining us now. Chiefs, you got any input for the trailers that we saw?
Yeah, when can I play as Ahsoka?
Please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
And we got Chiefster joining us. Hello. Oh, your microphone isn't on. Your head is moving like you are, but it's not. We're not hearing your voice.
He can't say the stuff he wants to say about Ahsoka on the air. That's why it's muted.
Nope.
I did hear him.
Well, you probably heard him from my microphone. Hang on just a moment. Filibuster, whatever.
So pumped that Chiefster has now joined us. He's like a unicorn or a peacock, I should say. He decides to join us when he wants, despite trying to get him on the show. We'll see if his mic works. It needs to. Testing.
You got the
testing. Nothing. Well, while they're trying to figure out what's going on with his mic, I'm definitely excited. I don't know if this is a topic we're going to go into or not, but
I don't know what's going on. This is weird.
Nothing.
Sheezer, try unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Hit it.
Hit your microphone.
Computer. Hit your computer.
Here I had my little intro form and everything. I made sure and I put it in here just in case.
Look what happened.
There he is. See? His mic works.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, use this. Well, I can't look for one right now, but his cord may have borked.
Oh, dear.
That's what I said.
Did the fur rocket eat it?
No.
Oh.
It just apparently got frayed in the mini USB port.
Mm. What topic are you choosing? Because there's one that I want to go over, and it has to do with possibly a controller or some type of interaction.
Oh, no. What I was going to go into is the Battlefront.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's exactly the one I wanted to go over.
But was this about a controller?
Well, it's just the game. The remastering it. I don't know if it's a remastering of it, but it's the one. The trailer I got was
yeah, and I'll pull that up in just a moment. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yes, Battlefront. All right. Here we go. And I've got I got some things to say about this too.
Hopefully all good.
Here we will first play the trailer.
Your simulation days are over, Trooper. This is a real battle.
Droid, move out.
No retreats.
Form up.
No excuses. Now get out there.
Fight your way across the Star Wars galaxy in the classic Battlefront games with massive 64-player online battles. and split-screen local gameplay. Fight with heroes.
Never tell me the odds.
And battle with villains.
Bring me more Jedi!
Get ready for the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Launching March 14th. Pre-order now.
All right. So this was dropped on the Nintendo Direct, which was Wednesday morning, I believe. And it kind of surprised some people that it got announced like it did, because it is, but mainly because it's also going to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. Again, so, and I kind of talked about this a little bit on when I was playing Batman Arkham Origins, because yeah, that's cool and all, and I heard those details even then, but I do have they because Aspire also shared the PlayStation article for it. So the Star Wars Battlefront collection for PS4, which is the previous generation, and PS5 features revealed, and I do believe this is more than just PlayStation for I don't believe there's any exclusive content for either system. It's gonna be all across the board. So classic games, bonus content, and much more. Star Wars Battlefront Classic includes bonus map Jabba's Palace. Battlefront 2 includes bonus maps Bespin, Cloud City, Renvar Harbor, Renvar Citadel, and Yavin 4 Arena. Includes heroes Asajj Ventress and Kit Fisto. So yes, it's kind of then going bonus content. That's right. Classic bonus content has been restored, including and is premiering for the first time on PlayStation. We welcome Jedi General from the Clone Wars, member of Jedi High Council, Kit Fisto, as a playable hero. Kit's abilities are Saber Throw, Force Orb, making him, then they have the, like I say, Battlefront Classic, 17 total maps. Battlefront 2, 22 ground maps, 6 space maps, 9 more space maps exclusive to the single-player campaign and Galactic Conquest. So, like they announced in the trailer, up to 64 player online multiplayer is back. They have the Conquest. So these are basically like the modes that are already in there. Conquest, Capture the Flag, Hunt, Assault Space, and then Hero Assault, which is just then kind of having the hero on hero combat. And I mean, this, I won't lie, like it is nice that they showed off having split screen co-op and everything. The XL mode, which is something that was already, that I know is in the original 2005 Battlefront 2 on, I've done that through my GOG copy. Storm the sandy beaches of Kashyyyk, survive the dust dunes of Geonosis, relive the iconic Hoth battle, complete ATs, snipers, mounted guns, snowspeeders, and so on. Return of Galactic Conquest, craft your own Star Wars. Yeah, so that's basically like your own kind of create a game, set up the different eras, the different maps when you play them during which eras, either the Empire or the Clone Wars. So depending on which troopers you have. And the classic single player campaigns, which last I knew was mostly the campaign in Battlefront 2. This says relive iconic battles from Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, Episode 2. So basically the six trilogy, the 6 movies that count. Return as in Star Wars Battlefront 1's campaign. I'm gonna have to look at that again. Where you'll be at the center of the galaxy shaping events. Plus, join the 501st Legion Stormtroopers, experience the rise of Darth Vader in Battlefront 2's campaign, which is the one Battlefront game where, yes, you get the full playthrough Empire. Because even at the end of that is basically even though the clones that are part of Vader's 501st are full on like, let's kill these rebel scum. Few final details. Offline 2-player split screen is included. I will say that's nifty. Which I don't, at least for I know the PC version, that's unfortunately not a thing, but probably with mods, probably could. and it feels like an offline blast from the past. Trophies are included, so they're gonna be adding trophies. The whole other big thing too with all of this is that it is going to be cross-play. So if I recall right, hearing it's going to be cross-play for between Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and so on. So everybody can play against each other in these 64 playable big battle matches. But you know what? Here's my side of all this. One, yes, that's great that they're bringing back these classics. You got to remember the big thing to all this. It's still going to be, giving money to the mouse. 3, a big thing is that the original versions, you can still mod the ever-living shit out of. You can get new battle modes. You can get new maps. You can update the textures, which, from this, what they're showing off looks like a light touch-up. However, I thought I already had it ready. Because it certainly kind of got me going, oh, I should look and see for the mods again. And actually, I had to look for, I did look for some for Shaka Zulu, so he could check out some of these. But yeah, there is on ModDB, for example, already Star Wars Battlefront 2 remaster project going on, which to me does end up getting much more of extra lighting, higher textures, stuff like that. Really bringing the game a lot more to life. But I could just be biased, but even look at the shadowing for this, for the 501st roster clone trooper. And then here's kind of the other thing. Because also these are basically gonna be games much more on a games as a service model in terms of at least in terms of the online multiplayer. Because here's the thing, they're gonna be connected directly into the console's multiplayer options, right? Which means that at a flick of a switch at any time, those can be shut off. So you are going to be playing an online, because I know a lot of people are going for the online multiplayer, and I get it, that's great. But you got to also realize that it's going to be on a time limit, because in five years, maybe most, Aspire or whomever could just decide, all right, we're done. Time to flip the switch off. We aren't going to be supporting these servers. They brought back for the original 2005 Battlefront for PC and the Steam version that you were able to, able to then put in player servers, which I did take a screenshot of. Let me see if I can grab that really quick. I sent it in a DM. Let me just grab it really quick. Where did I put it? Where was that? Oh yeah. So I don't know how well people could, but yeah, there is already 64 playable. So that's cute and all that they're advertising it for, it's something special for this. It's already possible. Like it is right here at the top. You have the Xbox DLC maps on a server here. 1 out of 64. You have player made servers with at least up to 33, 32, another SGO Galactic Battles, 25 out of 64. So it's already possible. You are more than already capable of doing this with the original version. You don't need to buy this version. And like I already just said, this is the other big thing. You can get through the mods, and like it is through ModDB, just look for Battlefront 2, search by most popular, you will find some amazing mods that are not only adding in higher textures, but they'll also be adding in old maps from Battlefront 1 into Battlefront 2, expanding on Battlefront 2's maps, and on top of it, they create new battle modes, they create new story modes and stuff like that. You'd get much more bang for your buck out of this than you would going the collector's route, the whole, what are they calling this again? The classic collection, in my opinion. And on top of it, I just kind of went looking around a little bit through Aspire, and I didn't quite realize this is because I'm not a Tomb Raider fan. But even on their wiki page, in 2024, Aspire developed and published alongside sister company Crystal Dynamics a remastered collection of the original 3 Tomb Raider game developed by Core Design titled Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. And if anybody followed the drama with the Tomb Raider game, that remaster project had at the beginning of this game, and from what I've heard, only quote unquote shows up once when you first initially break in the game. But the fact of the matter is that it has this ridiculous, basically like disclaimer about the game. Saying the games in this collection contain offensive depictions of people and cultures rooted in racial and ethnic prejudices. These stereotypes are deeply harmful, inexcusable, and do not align with our values at Crystal Dynamics. Rather than removing this content, we have chosen so they try and also then try and somehow make themselves look so upstanding because we chose to present it here in its original form, unaltered, in the hopes that we may acknowledge its harmful impact and learn from it. A game in basically a fictional version of the world. But the thing is, they added it. They put this in there. And we say, well, they weren't the ones responsible for it. It's Crystal Dynamics. No. They are going to have to, in my opinion, they eat the thing of guilt by association. And I wish people would be a little more mindful of that idea, because then we could maybe hurt some of these companies a little bit harder. However, that's not the case. Like it is. I doubt. Again, this is why I've been very adamant on saying research games, research the games that you're interested in, and make the decision off of that, because not all of it's gonna be all hunky dory. And again, at the top of the day, and I love it too, because it's especially like some of these people that I believe are gonna be hyped for this are some of the same people that did your hashtag I stand with Gina Carano and hashtag cancel Disney Plus and all this sort of bullshit. And yet all the mouse needs to do is dangle that carrot on a stick. It's a little bit going, oh, hey, look, a classic era game. Oh, we were kindly helping to, see that gets put out there for you guys. Oh, and let me guess, you're going to bite. Oh, you bit. People. And while I don't advise getting even the GOG copy, because yes, you will be potentially still adding money to Disney's coffers, I can help with that, because the nice thing is with GOG, no DRM. But yes, with all of that, while it's great and all that you get to play it on these consoles, no, sorry. I know for myself in particular, I'm not biting. I'll gladly any day of the week reinstall, throw in some mods for Battlefront 2, and much rather play the original version with some mods and stuff versus buying into this quote unquote classic collection to milk a few extra dollars out of the hardcore like EU fans and older generations and stuff like that love these games. So I'm sorry, I've kind of dominated the conversation. Hitman, do you got anything to add to this?
Well, so what's the difference between? So I guess I'm a little confused here. So I can go to Steam and I can buy the original Battlefront.
Steam or GOG.com and buy the original versions. Yes.
Is this an actual, like, what's the difference between this version and
so this is going to be like a slight remastered. It's going to be configured for controllers. So if that's
it looked like it had the same graphics. Is that intentional to keep it to the original graphics?
It's probably like a slight bump update for some of the textures and stuff, but it looked like they weren't doing like a remake or anything like that where they're completely redoing the models and stuff. All the models still look essentially the same from what I could tell. So it's just they might bump up some of the lighting and the textures, modernize it a little bit in terms of also the controls. But otherwise,
I'm confused though. I'm confused because we just saw this trailer, which looks to be to the original Battlefront. I'm assuming 2005 version, right? But then I've shared with you some of the streams that I will watch on YouTube where they'll take the same 2005 Battlefront and they'll put the mods in and they look absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, I guess I'm a little confused. Like, why are they, like, if it's not a remaster, like, why are they doing it? If it's not a fully remastered game and they're doing light textured changes, I guess I'm confused as to why you would re-release it. If you can go on Steam and buy it and then you can mod it yourself, why spend the money to do this? If is it just because it's for controller and that's why they're trying to get people?
So again, like I said,
I just get a controller and hook it up to my computer.
Right. The point that they're trying to go for too is that it's being brought out on current gen systems and some of the old gen systems, but it's like I said, it's also the cross-play that is the big factor for some people, apparently, because it means they can get it on their preferred system and still play with other people. But like I said, that's a big issue because then it means you are locked into their potential server side stuff. So however, the matchmaking or whatever they're going to be doing for this, you are locked in. You are stuck with what they have it enabled for. Unlike, again, original Battlefront, like I showed the screenshot of, has player-made servers, meaning that stays supported through the players. So long as those players are having servers going. So, I mean, I guess one way or another, both are on a limited lifespan. But I would still say there's going to be more kind of dedication to that older game because the modders are still active in that community. So they will be keeping the games alive in that respects.
Their mods are, if they modded this, it doesn't, I guess it's like you're really, I guess, desperate because again, and then who gets that's the other question. Who gets the money? If I go buy Battlefront 2005 on Steam, does the mouse get the money?
I'm going to go with yes, the mouse gets the money because they are the owner. They're under ownership of
the IP
games and everything. So that anything.
So it doesn't really matter if you get it from Steam. So it doesn't really matter if you buy it from Steam or you buy it from here. Like you're still giving the mouse the money. It's just, I guess, what it comes down to.
Maybe some, depending on what it is, they don't get as big a cut in some directions, maybe. But I mean, no. Regardless, the mouse is getting the heavy cut. They're getting their money out of it.
I'm assuming that, so I'm going to pay $79 for this game for light mods when I can go to Steam, buy it for $19.99 or $9.99, and then mod it out and be able to have the beautiful graphics that you would get if it seems very odd. Like, why do it doesn't and then my other question is, if I buy this on Steam, is it not is it not multiplayer, or is this cross-platform is what they're doing with it?
Cross-platform is a big thing. So it's online cross-platform.
Oh, So let me get this straight. So they're selling an old game with the hope that because it's
Cross-platform, the split
cross-platform,
screen
so they're really
offline.
just selling. So they're really just making it cross-platform. So they're selling the game for cross-platform availability.
And like I said, the single player split screen co-op does have that.
Well, you can't do that on your own. You can't mod that on your own.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I just haven't looked for it.
So these people, these shysters at Disney, are really just, they're basically, again, like Filoni does, Robin, not really Robin, but you're taking something of old,
repackaging it, redoing it, and slapping
I'm pretty sure, I'm just, like I said, I'm not the smartest muffin in the crown box, but the Battlefront under 2005 was before Lucas sold it to Disney. So Battlefront is still technically Lucas. So they have now robbed LucasArts game, even though they own the IP. They basically they're dipping their finger in what Lucas created or LucasArts created, selling the game for a profit, and the only work that they've done to it, and if you even call it work, is to make it cross-platform.
Right. Good.
Just want to be sure we're on the same page with this. So they're basically lazy and just selling it and making it cross-platform.
Yeah. No heavy work from what I could tell. Again, like I said, it's funny that they're trying to tout the 64 player when we clearly saw that's still available, or was available even for the original version. And it's got everything you'd need. Like I said, the slaps, you can get them, you can get the unincluded maps and stuff like that. And you'd have a much larger library of things to do with the original version, because I'm sure it'll take time if modders want to make things available for the classic collection. But as it stands right now, you have a plethora of things to I mean, Jesus Christ. Let me bring this back up. Popular mods for Battlefront 2. You got this Battlefront conversion pack, which is a comprehensive add-on of the original Battlefront 2. It adds 25 new maps, including all the maps from Battlefield 1, not original. The remaster, Legacy, which is a large-scale conversion mod created for Battlefront 2 using as many recovered assets that are available. I mean, Jesus, people made a Mass Effect unification mod, or at least was in works. I don't know if it still is. But, you know, all these different projects that you could just sort through, look at, add what you want to, make the game look amazing, play it, have fun. It's just...
It's really sad, though. What the most saddest part about this all is literally they're taking a game that Disney didn't create, had no say in the matter, because this is prior to Lucas selling Lucas, basically before Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, right? They're taking a game that was already established and making a profit over it, or making a profit off of it, just by making it cross-platform. They've brought nothing to the table. You say they've done light mods. Okay, like that's how hard is that, right? So you're making a profit, or hope to make a profit, basically just making it cross-platform, right? When I can go and buy a controller, I can buy a SCUF controller, or take my controller from my Xbox, hook it up to my computer, and go buy the game off Steam, and buy Steam, right? And what I guess irritates me even more is the fact that they're going to sell this game. They're going to probably either, sell this on the market, or I don't know if they're going to make physical copies of the game. But for sake of argument, let's say they make physical copies of this game. They'll make the cards so where you can buy the cards, buy it on Microsoft, buy it on the PlayStation Store. But they're also making a profit off of Steam, right? Because when they bought LucasArts and when they bought Star Wars, I mean, they own the IP for everything. So that's what really irritates, and it really makes me think, man, like, as much as I want to play the old games, but like, these bastards are getting your money regardless. There's really no way. But to your point, though, here's the thing: how much of a cut are they getting if you buy it through Steam versus?
Well, and like Dan Blackwood here pointed out, Steam takes something like 30% of all sales. So then, just think of it that way. Then just
they're only getting 70.
Yeah, but they're still getting a chunk. Yeah.
It's just, what would you rather do? Give them all 100% of your money, or give them 70% of your money? What, I guess in your mind you have to figure out what feels bad, like what feels less bad. I guess.
Yeah.
That's irritating, man. That I don't know. That irritates me.
No, I'm with you there, dude. It's, and like I say, I really wish people would slow down, and really look at the bigger picture of this, because
You know what's funny? I wonder.
you're not getting it's, sorry, go ahead.
I was just wondering if this isn't a remaster. I guess we don't have to worry about Babyface doing anything if this isn't a remaster version of the thing.
No, I think we'll be okay on that front.
That's irritating. They're gonna get your money regardless.
You might want to check some of the settings. Your stuff is coming through. What you're hearing us.
Chiefs or me?
Chiefs, sir.
Wow. So I mean, here's the thing. I do I want to play Battlefront? Absolutely, but I'm not gonna. I personally will not get. And that's what's gonna happen. And I guarantee what else they're gonna do is, so they'll sell this game for $79.99 on the market, guaranteed, and then they'll do some type of DLC with it, right? So $99.99, because that's generally what we're seeing, right? I mean, that maybe that's subjective, but for Call of Duty, right, they sell their games for $79.99. I think you might get one for $59, but typically it's $79.99. And then, like, if you get like a Vault Edition, right, it's $99.99 plus all the microcurrency, all the all that kind of stuff, right? They'll nuke a character, or they'll nuke
I don't
weapons.
think they're putting DLC into this. So
you don't think so? You wouldn't hold it past them? These shysters, you're telling me that these shysters are not going to jump at the opportunity to do some type of DLC?
Well, now that you say that,
absolutely, they're going to do it. They're going to create. They'll create DLC for Ahsoka. Oh, you want to play as Ahsoka? Okay, yeah, go $19.99.
No, you definitely made me change my mind on that. You're right.
Just saying, Ahsoka, Sabine. Why wouldn't they? My dog's mad about Disney. She livid about. I just said Ahsoka. She hates Ahsoka. I just said Ahsoka. She barking. No, seriously, think about it though. You sell the game for $79.99, and then you're like, DLC $19.99 to play as Ahsoka or skin. It's easy. That's not going to cost them anything to mod it. To make a skin for a character, like, is that really going to cost you? Like, I'm not a computer guy. You're more knowledgeable about it than I am. But get on Unreal Engine or something and mod it out, like, and make a killing. Why? Because everybody loves Ahsoka. Why does everybody love Ahsoka? Because they're drinking the Kool-Aid. That's their cash cow.
Yeah,
why wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
They're going to implement all these sequel characters, and they might keep maybe the 4 original, maybe Luke, Leia, Han, and because it would be egregious to take them out, right? Even though they want nothing to do with them. So you really opened my eyes though, because it's like, if you're going to buy Star Wars games, I would implore everybody to probably go through Steam, thanks to Dan Blackford saying that they take 30% cut. So you're not giving them 100%, but
you're still giving them a cut, yeah.
Still, but which feels worse, right? Giving 100% of your money or 70% of your money?
Right.
Cheester's in a toilet.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out his other headset that he's trying to use.
But yeah, so it sounds. To wrap this up for this conversation, they've done nothing. It's not a single player campaign. It's really just multiplayer.
Yeah,
folks, you can play multiplayer in the original Battlefront. You're just going to be waiting 2 days in the lobby to get into a game. So it's really what you want to do is $79 worth, that to you, or just wait, 4 hours to get it, because people still play. There's lobbies. You're just gonna, I think I waited 20 minutes one time I'm gonna boot up Battlefront 2 after the show.
Yeah, I might have to try and see how the original version's working.
Just mod it yourself though. Like, there's so many, and this is where you need to, like, I'm gonna lean on you to tell the people, like, who to follow, which mods to follow, or what mods to get, or who to buy them from, right? Because they're out there, man. Like, I don't know if we've played clips on the show, but there are people who have modded Battlefront 2 and even Battlefront, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The graphics are gorgeous. I don't know the terminology, but the packs or the mods or whatever it is, like there's a Theed Palace one, right, where the Nabooian ship, Amidala's ship is in the hangar, right, and you can play the hero level, right. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's almost like, it's not quite like you're watching the movie, but it's close, right, because those graphics are they're insane.
Yeah.
Go that route. I think we're on the same page, right? Like if I asked you, like, is your stance is go to Steam, buy it yourself, buy it off Steam, mod it yourself. Don't go this route unless you want to play cross-platform.
If you really want to play it, I always say go to the GOG.com, DRM free
technology. But listen, I'm going to ask you this question. There's got to be some way, whether it's, I mean, maybe it's not developed now, but at some point in time, there's going to be some type of technology to where you can play with other people on a, like, I don't understand the cross-platform. Like, is that an actual system you have to implement, or can
it's something that you have to implement and something that has to be generally introduced into the game, at least early on, if anything, but like it can be added because I know that, but I mean, I just know of games that are already like pre-made with cross-platform in mind. So like Helldivers 2, this Ghostbusters game that I've played with some people is cross-platform that allows you to, you know, bridge that gaps from PC gamers to console gamers and such.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if Sheefster has anything to add to this or if he's able to at the moment.
Sheefster?
No, it's not coming through. We've been trying to get it to work. All right, he's out. All right. We tried. We'll figure it out another time. Yeah. So yeah, please beware, folks. It's great and all. Yeah, it's $35. You can pre-order it. There's a discount on some platforms, but you know what? I just say don't get the original version. Get the original version. But let me get to these comments here.
Mainly because PS5 players are all cheaters, Xbox players are elite, and computer players are hackers. So, I mean,
yes, we are the hacksaws.
Yeah, literally disreputable. Every one of them.
Just because we have the superior skills that you think we're hacking. Dan Blackroyd said the old games still work on my PS2 and I don't need to worry about any sequel trilogy elements being added, and I keep my money in my wallet. Bada boom, bada bing, what we've been saying. 100%. Like I said, I still have the GOG copy that I bought once upon a time ago, or I got enabled for free when Steam and GOG were doing that. I forget which, but regardless, I've got it on that. I got it on Steam. I'm good. I can just boot that up. Red Hoodwink says, have you guys listened to the deleted clone voice lines for Battlefront 2 campaign? Some of them made me laugh. No, I have not. I've just watched the main campaign, and it's really good. Red Hoodwink says, you think they'll try to add Disney Star Wars characters to this collection?
Yes.
I'd not be surprised if they do.
Yes, unequivocally, yes.
Try somewhere down the line. Especially if they are finally bringing out new content, they will want to cross promote in some form or another. Been, I mean, they've been slipping, not slipping, but they've been.
This is so interesting.
"Quote unquote" inspired clothing content in Star Wars: The Old Republic when that was a game that came out well before the Disney merger.
Bro, so interesting that this comes out and then the Bad Batch drops, and then they do this. I guarantee Bad Batch will be a skin that you can get. Packet.
That one surprised me. Red Headwing says it's like Skyrim. LOL. When is the legendary edition coming out? Give them a year. Give them a year. Then they'll release the Skyrim legendary edition. Dan Blackberry says, I usually get pushback for this, but the video game industry is just as bad as Hollywood, if not worse. Predatory practices and agenda-driven narrative and character elements keep the industry alive. No, and you won't get that here because I'm 100% in agreement with you. It's been unfortunately a long, insidious thing, but it's there and it happened fast. Because why? Because yes, video games surpassed Hollywood in a big way, and it's just been it's just gotten worse. And the things with DLC was probably the start of kind of sinking things in, and they got worse. And I mean the real like test of how bad this got was Oblivion horse armor. That I'm pretty sure people bought.
It's a good game. What are you talking about?
Cosmetic thing. What are you worrying about? No. That was like the beginning, I'm pretty sure, of them testing the waters of, okay, we'll throw out something so stupid, so pointless. How quickly will people jump on this and buy
Tell me you didn't like Oblivion?
Oh, I loved Oblivion. I just thought it was bullshit that they tried to sell you horse armor. It's like, what the
Your
fuck?
horse
are you
needs
doing?
armor.
I could get a mod to do that. But even,
Now you're being disreputable.
Even that aside, it's like, no. Why would you? I am firm belief that was like the beginning of just how pointless of DLCs they could try and release on people and act like it's something special, and then they just rode that wave all the way on. They just rode it as long as they could. And then it's just gotten worse. Then it became not only just like micro DLCs, but then microtransactions, loot crates, the mystery bundle packs that you put money into, and you may get something good, you may not. It's like they say, it's the gotcha games. It's freaking gambling at the end of the day.
Loot crate.
Loot crate. Hey, just a little bit here, a little bit here. Or we'll if you grind out in your game, you can get these loot crates for quote unquote free. You're just wasting your time doing it. Battlefront 2 from EA was the worst of the worst, and I warned so many people against that game when that first came out because I heard about all that shit, and I was an obnoxious prick. And I let people know who are wanting to buy that game, beware, because they have very, very, as Dan Blackbird puts it, predatory practices built into this game to try and sucker you out of money. So,
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, it's just been an unfortunate just downside for the industry, where we used to get like full-on expansion packs for a game. It was like usually it was half the price, but it was almost like getting a full second game. Now you don't even get that. You maybe get a couple of hours and be like, oh, yeah, I was pretty satisfied with that. Yeah. No, like it used to be you would pay for an expansion pack and you get like practically a whole new area, a whole new world almost to play around in. Only now it's cut down. You aren't getting that kind of. It's still quality, content. Dan Blackroyd says, just keep repackaging the same game over and over, and the people will keep buying it on each console gen. Remasters and remakes is all they have. Well, especially when it's just like a lazy remaster or something like that, or a remake. That's a sad thing. Like, okay. They did like a full-scale remaking of System Shock 1, but the thing is like they stayed true to the original game. They just made it definitely more aspire to the horror elements, and it like I said, it was just still the original game because I could use an old guide to still play through it, but it was really, to me, is really well done, and still really also capturing that whole cyberpunky look and feel and all that. And to me, that was a good one. But I could be biased just because I really liked it, and I also backed the fucking Kickstarter. I'll admit I can be potentially biased in that respect. But that was an actual like retooling of the gameplay too, because the original was very dated in its gameplay. Clips Films Melbourne says, I remember someone made Battlefront 2 classic fan film, A Clone Apart. I think I still have that on a hard drive somewhere. That was pretty funny. It was a good little project. Unfortunately, I don't think they ever completed it or anything. So, but it was good. I enjoyed that little machinima. Clips Films also says it's a bit shame. Classic Front $30 is a ripoff. Like classic games, high price though. Classic COD games prices are worse than what we got. Yep. Red Hoodwinked quote, want to play Ahsoka? Let's replace Aayla Secura with her. They would one day. Clips Film says, strangely, I can see why they released a classic front ever since season 3 Bad Bunch, maybe because of Ventress. Yeah, they're bringing Ventress. Somehow Ventress has returned. I know it's not much for marketing strategy and it makes no sense. It's playing off of nostalgia. It's playing off of member berries, going, hey, you old timers, you remember the good stuff, the old games, right? You want to be able to play on your new systems, your new shiny consoles and all that. And even some of you that still have the previous generation consoles. Well, guess what? Here you go. We won't make anything new of quality, but here you go. Here's a little that little carrot on the stick. Red Hoodwink says Bad Batch drained what power he had left in the last episode. Oh no. Clip Film says since the re-release, multiplayer is going to be playable, while original on Steam versions multiplayer server has issues. As far as I know, the GOG version does not. Like I've played the multiplayer a few times and it's been fine. Red Hoodwink says Sims is a good example too. Spending over $100 just to add little things that should have been in the base game from the start. Yes, another good example right there. Another recent example I would say is the Dragon Ball Kakarot game, which just recently dropped the DLC content pack of basically the end of Z, which is when Goku goes to the tournament to fight Oob. That to me should have been in the original game. Hell, even because it's called Kakarot, it's focused on Goku. It should have had the 23rd martial arts tournament where he fought Piccolo. That should have been in the game. Hell, a lot of Dragon Ball content should have been in the game, but it wasn't. They found I'd say the Japanese are the best at nickel and diming you. They just know how to do it and get people to just keep coming in for it. And Xenoverse too, another one. They just have nickel and dimed the shit out of that. I mean, at the same time, it's kind of good. You're getting extra life out of that game instead of just making sequel after sequel to sequel, but at the same time, at what cost? Because we aren't getting a whole lot of extra, we aren't even getting new story content from Xenoverse 2. And I like that game. Apparently I'm one of the few. But then, hey, I've got mods that make up for a lot of the horse shit that they've been trying to pump out. And Paul Hadoken, howdy, he says, and hello to you too, sir. Welcome. Well, nothing like getting me heated like a botched game.
This is why everybody Fractured has said on multiple occasions that he just wants to see it burn. Raise it to the ground. If anybody was like, this
yes, he's seeing the way.
Our long-winded answers could be just cut down into 4 easy. Let it burn. Let it burn. You know.
Oh my god.
Like what Sauron wanted to do to Minas Tirith, raise it to the ground. Gondor, right? Raise it to the ground. Raise the city to the ground. We'll never get what we deserve, and we'll always have to pay for what we want, right? The days of getting, and it's so funny. It's so funny to see the evolution of gaming. It's like it's almost it's the reverse, right? Because the height of gaming, in my opinion, was back, Atari, Super Nintendo, Sega, all those. And then we went down to Nintendo 64, which was still fantastic. And then we went down to, the Xbox, which was still obviously great. The Atari, Sega, Super Nintendo. We went to Nintendo 64. We had our Game Boys, and then we went to, but I said this a couple shows ago, if not the last show, maybe the show before. Xbox at that era was the downfall of gaming. When Nintendo 64
might have been the beginning of the end.
It was.
It introduced a lot of casuals and normies to gaming. It still brought in a lot of the hardcore, and I won't deny that Microsoft with the Xbox had a lot of interesting and good ideas and really helped expand on multiplayer. But like the thing was, the Dreamcast kind of did a lot of what the Xbox came along and did. It was just they might have been a little too early for it.
Maybe this nostalgia talking, but the days of the 64, GameCube, when the Xbox came, and I don't know what PlayStation, the equivalent to Xbox, when the Xbox came out, I don't know what PlayStation had. PlayStation 1, 2, I don't know, right? But that era,
PlayStation 2, I believe, was out.
Right. That era is, I think, that was the beginning of the end, and why the Japanese essentially let the 64 die. And I get technology advance, I get all that, but like there was the GameCube. What happened? Why wasn't there a GameCube too? The point I'm trying to, I guess, press here is that was the beginning of it. The writing was on the wall, and we didn't see it. And we didn't see it. The writing was on the wall, and we didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You could buy, Mario Sunshine back in the day.
We were lulled in.
Yeah,
we were lulled in with a lot of great games at the time. We were like, we are riding high.
Right.
But little did we know.
I think it also comes down to the fact that, like, when you get a fantastic game, are you able to continue to deliver? You should theoretically, you produce a game, you should still be able to deliver on the same level as the game, if not more, with advances, technology. But that was when I sit here and I think about like our conversation right now, is like that the writing was on the wall, and we drank the Kool-Aid. They gave us the Kool-Aid and we drank it. Right. I'm not gonna say that Xbox didn't have fantastic games. I am a Gears of War guy. I will always be the Gears of War guy. I have the Gears of War COG tags. Right. I should wear them to work tomorrow. I should wear them to work. Right. I do. I have the Max Payne. I have the Max Payne statue. Like Xbox had fantastic games. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it all went down. But it started going downhill. Right.
And I'll kind of add to Blackroad here. Like he says, to me, Xbox and WoW made it acceptable / normal to charge each month to access a game or its online features. Yes, especially like for World of Warcraft and other MMORPGs, really was that gateway drug to being like, oh hey, just it's cool to charge $15 a month because hey, we got to have server costs, guys. We got to have something to help it make it available more for you to keep playing and everything. They lulled us in with that. I won't lie, with Star Wars Galaxies, I kind of fell into that. That was the first game I played in the MMORPG that had that whole, subscription model that I played, and I got a little roped into it, and I think it might have normalized it a little bit for me going, oh yeah, that's a normal thing.
When was the start of it? When was the start of the the currency? Was it SUTOR? Was it World of Warcraft? World of Warcraft came out before.
So there was a lot of MMORPGs at the time, but World of Warcraft really exploded in popularity. Because there was also EverQuest.
With Star Wars Galaxies, could you pay microtransactions?
In order to play the game and everything, you had to pay $15 a month.
So that's a subscription. But at one point in time, I know we're going over our time here, but I want to answer. I want to just talk about this really quick. At one point in time, did that become the norm, the microcurrency, and having to pay for something that we should already get in games?
Probably part of the like Dan Blackford said, when you probably got the Xbox to Xbox 360, when you had the live functionality and you had to pay to play online. That was probably the special normalization of doing that. And Then yeah, PlayStation came along, did the same thing. PlayStation Plus, pay $50 a year or $14 a month. Same with Xbox.
I guess I'm talking about at one point in time, was the decision made where we're not going to give the consumer the game that they are paying for. We're going to give them a little bit of it, but then we're going to basically divide the game up. We're going to split this up. We're going to give them a little bit, and then we're going to make them pay for the other half, or pay
the DLC.
Yes,
sort of.
yeah. Where did that start? Was it World of Warcraft? Was it SUTOR? We know that these are subscription-based games, but I'm talking about like getting a half-ass game and having to pay $20-$30 to have a complete version of it, or be able to actually have a fully functional game. And my example I give is like Call of Duty, right? So you can play the game and you can have the weapons they provide and everything, and you can update them and everything, but some of these weapons are nuked, right? In the sense that they're not as originally powerful as they once were or what they were intended. So Microsoft comes in and they nuke them, right? But then you can buy that is just as powerful as the gun that they nuked. They don't have to nuke anything. They can do that for you, but let's make some money off this, because this generation is going to pay to be able to look like. And listen, I'm guilty of it too. I have a character on Call of Duty right now that's the Black Noir from The Boys. I get it. Like I've been guilty of it, right? Mainly because he's the version of Batman within The Boys. But like I've been subject to it. I know you've probably done it too. But at one point, when did this start? This wasn't just this that happened by happenstance. This was a Sheev Palpatine like slow process, a slow waiting game to like, we're gonna now charge people. Like we can make money off them even more. We can make even more money off of them if we do this. At one point in time, did that start? I guess that's what.
Yeah, it's tough. So Meteor Advocate Timon says it started with the smartphone games when it went to PC and consoles. Candy Crush is an example. Static says Diablo 2 had an expansion. Yes, it had an expansion, but I would say that was not cut content to throw in later as an expansion.
Yeah.
I would say that was an actual like addition to the story and game and everything. But I mean, again, that's perhaps my own bias towards that game because I really enjoyed Diablo 2. And that could just be me justifying it and stuff like that. Like I said, and like it is with the older games and their expansion packs, they probably, for all maybe, I mean, it could have been like the reasons why these expansion packs came out was they were originally planned to be in the game, but they had to cut it because of time and resources. So
I don't know if I'd buy that.
Oh, hey, our game sold really well. Now we can put out an expansion pack. Here we go. I very well could have started with it with those sort of things. So
I think they're all shysters and they all wanted money and they deliberately did that. I think it was planned like Palpatine. Palpatine just didn't wake up one day like I'm going to overthrow the Empire. Like no, it was a slow process, right? It was a slow methodical process.
Static does say no, it was a life extender for the game, but that idea is how they are able to do what they do now, right? That's kind of what I was starting to go into a bit. It's just that little desensitization, normalization. Hey, we see it in society. That's what they do. Unfortunately, they find all these little loopholes and little ways to introduce these things. And there's a great scene in
Tombstone.
No, it's either I want to say it's Yakuza Kiwami. The character Majima Goro, he's in he's meeting this like salary man or who's a government guy actually, and he basically introduces to him the whole slow burn of like you incrementally start raising people's taxes on cigarettes. I think it was. He's like, so you just do it incrementally, man. You don't do it all at once, but just slowly but surely just raise it. So it just seems like a very normal thing to everybody. Which I thought is very, and he's at the end of it, he's even like, oh shit, did I just do something wrong? So it's like, is this kind of, or like the boiling pot thing, right? The frog, was it frog in the boiling pot or whatever? You know, it's got to just incrementally increase. But you know, yeah.
It's like inflation, by inflation.
Timon, day one DLC is a ripoff. Agreed, 110% right there, dude. Internet Crusader, how's it going, man? Says, I just got here. Where are we at in the discussion? We finished up with Battlefront Classic Collection, and right now we just happen to be going into the bullshit of DLC and microtransactions, loot crates, loot boxes, you name it. What basically helped a lot of the slow burn up to making the gaming industry really go to shit and bringing out low quality like remasters and remakes and stuff like that. So that's what we got to. He says, I agree, but what's new?
They're all shysters.
Black Red says the online MMOs kicked off a whole different generation of gamer/developer. It bordered on extortion and playing on addictions. For some of it really did. It grabbed a lot of people, and I hate doing the whole, this to blame, and people have to take responsibility for themselves. Just sadly, some people do have that low impulse control, and they do get wrapped up in these things. I just never really got so deep into like WoW or even Star Wars Galaxies, since that was the first first MMO I ever played. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I had a ton of fun. I really was into it, but like not to the point where it was consuming every waking hour of my day. Dan Blackberry says, when I learned game development as part of animation class, the amount of psychology involved is staggering. Oh, I can bet. And I can imagine it gets worse when you go into like marketing and everything. The psychology they play off of people and everything to really, hook them in and get them to buy their games and shit. So Internet Crusader says, damn, I missed the Battlefield. Yeah, sorry, bro. He says, just for the record, I think this is a good and bad thing. The games were fantastic and more people should play them, but it just continues to prove to me that they are creatively bankrupt. And that's effectively where we're at. We were touting, play the original Battlefront 2 from 2005. You can play that. You can still play. You can play on player-made servers. So again, while they may have a limited lifespan in that respect, but you don't have to worry about a switch being completely flipped for all the consoles and stuff like that. You can still just play on there. You do have 64 players. It's nothing new for Battlefront 2. You can do it unless it was limited on consoles, which console cucks. Just to throw that little bit of shade at you guys. Because I always knew that was always the thing. 64 players, boom, you had fun. But play the original, get mods, make it look awesome. You can add new battle modes and all that fun stuff. You don't need the new version to do any of that. Internet Crusader says, no unique thoughts, no desires to take risks, just for the money. Yeah, pretty much, dude. And he says, for the DLC part and the absolute shittening of the industry, they're trying to force behaviors, as he said, day one DLC, excessive over monetization. This gets into massive discussion of inflation. And it's gotten to a point where, and I hate that it's taken like governments to get involved. I think the people of the hobby should be the ones dictating more of how things should go and really be smart and wizened up and not, falling for the nonsense effectively that these game companies are putting out there. But sadly, I guess it needs a degree of government intervention right now. I would rather not be the case, but it has prevented some things from getting too out of hand for these companies. But yeah. He says, leading back into even 2007 and the recession and how inflation separately affects different financial classes of people. Right. And some people say 2007 was the beginning of the end for nerd culture as a whole. So, and that meant for gaming, movies, comics, that was kind of like to some people, that was like the beginning of the end. And Dan Blackroyd says, play Pong. There's a safe option. There you go. Okay. Well, I wanted to go into one more topic, but I know we're a little short on time. Well, at least for you. But Stargate time? Boys. You're like, now you are speaking my language. Again, for anybody that wants to watch along, just remember to mute yourself and stuff like that. Here is the Discord link if you want to watch. Yeah, Pong needs no DLC. Internet Crusader says, why would I ever pay $60, even $70 or $100 for the trash that Ubisoft or Blizzard are shitting on my plate when I can play real games? Exactly. Helldivers 2 is half that price and fun. Pizza Tower goes on sale frequently. Balatro is addictive as fuck with no DLC. Helldivers 2 I just recently picked up. I'm going to need to start playing because I've watched Melee Games play it. Looks like he's having nothing but a blast, and he's got laser turrets and shit like that, and that makes me immediately happy. Dan Blackwood says, finally this episode, the Hammond Bush reveal. I mean, kind of. Activision. All right. And I'll be also grabbing that. All right, let me at least get this playing. Okay.
I've yet to find out who Lord Yu is, so you better not give me a bad character.
No, he's a great character.
Great system lord.
Great system lord. The best system lord. One of the oldest, most influential, most respected. All right, let me know if you're hearing that.
Or
Really
car.
Did you hear that? Okay. And hey, there's Static. How's it going, sir?
Hello.
Oh, let's go, Static.
How are you guys?
Good,
Oh,
good,
fantastic.
good. You excited for this episode?
I don't know what the episode is, so
We are going into episode 8, The Nox.
like I haven't watched this stuff in over 15 years, so I'm going in pretty blind to all of these.
That is awesome. This is great. We got freaking Hitman watching it for the first time. We're getting Static on the major refresher course. This is great. I love it.
Preface by saying all these characters look like people from San Francisco. The Nox, if you're wondering. All right, let's click into the stream.
Yeah, I'm just making sure, giving people the time to filter on in. Let me just look at the chat again one real quick time. Okay. Dan Blackbird says, trust me, it's there. I'll believe you, dude. And I mean, there's gonna be a lot of Bush in this episode. Meteor Advocate Timon says, I'm in the kitchen baking flan. Ooh. We'll be hearing it. Cool. Flan. All right. I know Spartacus was saying something about jumping in. Let me try and see if I can get some of their attention. Okay. So pumped. Got that there. Boom. Alrighty, let's do this.
Stargate in motion. Chevron 6 encoded.
Better hang on to something, Mr. Secretary. This is how we open the front door around here.
Chevron 7.
My God, General,
I thought you might be impressed.
what exactly am I looking at?
We think you're looking at the event horizon of an artificially created wormhole through our space-time to a point tens, even hundreds of light years away. Sir.
Uh-huh.
SG-5, the mission is go for standard recon.
And do we know where they're going?
Well, the planet's designation is P3C 117.
Do you have any idea what's out there?
No, sir. That would be why we're going.
I'm not sure, Colonel. Is it?
Yeah.
Because to be perfectly frank, this administration is not satisfied with the current progress of the Stargate program.
Oh, no.
Begging the Secretary's pardon, sir, but we've already visited 19 separate worlds.
I believe he's referring specifically to the volume of technology being retrieved on our planetary missions.
The President and Joint Chiefs were under the impression that the SG teams would be bringing back superior technologies.
I'm sorry, I thought we were explorers.
Oh, you are, Dr. Jackson. But even Marco Polo, when he came back from the Far East, brought more than just a few exotic spices.
Mr. Secretary, it's been my observation that whether it's here on Earth or out there, cultures with advanced technology tend not to like to share it.
Spot on.
So, we're wasting our time.
Would you interpret what I just said?
Colonel.
Sir, with respect, this program is quite probably humanity's most important endeavor.
I said the same thing about the Apollo program. They brought back moon rocks. You may have noticed we haven't been to the moon in 25 years.
What kind of comparison is that?
Colonel, if one of those Gould ships were coming here right now, have you brought back one thing we can
Meteor
fight them
Advocate
off
Timon
with?
says he saw an NCIS episode yesterday that had Don S. Davis cameo. Really? I'll have to check. That's interesting.
You tell me, what's out there?
Hey, Spartacus, how's it going, dude?
I'm good.
Technologies, even the Goa'uld will seek. There is a creature that lives on an unpopulated world. It possesses powers of
And I'm still invisible.
I don't know why it does that.
That is correct. It can appear or disappear.
Because this thing hates me. That's why.
It is commanded to retrieve the creature, to learn its secrets. Apophis took the lives of 2 of my men as punishment for a failure to retrieve it.
If we manage to capture one alive, it could provide us with a serious tactical advantage the next time we came up against the Goa'uld.
Sounds like a mission to me.
Season 2. I'm gonna have to look back at that.
Carter! Daniel! Daniel!
They all got separated.
Here, sir.
That was fast. Like they all just sprinted off from the Stargate.
What do we got?
You go outside, buddy? Okay.
Thought I
I'll
saw
be right
something
back.
just to get through, sir.
Yep. Did we score already?
I saw movement as well. This way.
I hope these things are as big as you say they are. There's enough tranquilizer in these darts to knock out a rhino.
They are very large, but extremely maneuverable in the air. We will find them most vulnerable when they hover.
Hover? Like a hummingbird?
With teeth.
All right, well, there's nothing out here. Let's get back to the gear and... Where's the Stargate?
They weren't supposed to take down the set yet.
I don't like this.
Did anything like this ever happen to you before?
It has not. If we became misdirected and needed to locate the Stargate, we had a go-out homing device to find it.
Do we have a homing device?
Of course we do. Let's look at gear.
Which is
gone.
By the Stargate.
Yep. Captain, let's start a box search. You and teal'c take off in that direction. Stay in radio contact.
Yes, sir.
Daniel, you're with me.
Yeah, 5 steps and they already lost the Stargate.
I hope it becomes visible once we shrink, otherwise we're not be able to find it.
teal'c, what the hell are you doing?
It did not come from me.
Ruh-roh. The gold man himself, Apophis, is back.
What was with that little jog off?
I know.
Oh, yeah. What are we going to do? We have to do something.
That's not our mission.
Just forget our mission. Now, he's the only one who knows where Shinray and Scar are. We will not get another chance like this.
What kind of entourage is he going to have with him?
2, perhaps 3 Jaffa personal guard.
Are we seriously entertaining the idea of going after Apophis?
Yeah.
Sir, we're not prepared for an attack. Half the ordnance we're carrying is tranquilizer guns.
So we use one of them to knock him out. He will wake up in a holding cell without his guards, without his technology. He will have no choice but to tell us everything we want to know about Gould technology, about where Shinray is.
Can I remind you that you don't know where the Stargate is?
He will have the go-out homing device I spoke of.
There you are.
All right, you know what we're up against better than anyone. Can we do what Daniel's talking about?
We have the element of surprise. I have my staff weapon. If we eliminate his personal guard quickly, I believe so.
teal'c, this character used to be a god to you. You're sure you're okay with this?
I am okay.
Okay. Carter?
If we're going to do this, we better plan the attack very carefully.
Some of those got rapid fire.
teal'c. Jaffa Sholba. Al Shaka Mel. I die free.
Thank you for translating it for us, teal'c. It's lost to Stargate, that damn tricky quark. Spartacus with, we came here for flying invisible bugs, but let's go for the evil alien as consolation prize. And Bradley said, I'm certain things will go completely according to plan and no harm will happen to anyone. Damn. Daniel, watch the hands.
What are you looking at?
I felt that blast kill me. I mean, I thought we were dead, weren't we dead?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought heaven would be a little more upscale.
Oh, I don't think this is heaven.
Oh, it's the other place then.
Kind of seems like it could be.
Jack. Jack.
My God. It's okay. How was that?
It's okay.
Yeah, just a flesh wound.
Wasn't I just
Killed.
killed as in
Dead.
dead?
Yeah, we know. We saw it happen. Same thing happened to us.
Oh. This is a surprise then.
So does it have to be a horror movie where the black guy is supposed to die
Armstrong.
first? Because teal'c made out
So is mine.
unscathed. And we got our hippies.
Hello.
Filthy hippie.
Hi, I'm Daniel. Jackson. This is Captain Carter, and this is,
Colonel Jack O'Neill, SG-1. I'm sorry to drop in on you like this, but we were dead.
Do you know where our friend is? Another like us?
They don't just take mushrooms, they are the mushroom.
You think you get a contact high? That what all this was? Is this one giant contact high?
Is this your village? Arish? Tauki? We need to find our friend teal'c.
Will you pajama people say anything?
Fruit. Nothing like coming back from the dead to build up an appetite.
Oh, thank you.
Very much.
Hello, RB says, my spidey sense is telling me these things are going to get fucking tasty, baby. Okay.
Did you heal us? I think they're a family.
Oh, very perceptive.
I have no idea.
Well, we should ask them to give us back our weapons.
Slap!
Oh. Listen, those things you found on us, those things you took from us, the big things, they're very dangerous. And hey, teal'c, thank God. Please tell me you know what's going on around here.
I cannot tell you that.
Spartacus says
What
they
about
got stung by
Pompous?
the
You got a line
invisible
on you?
insect, so this is a bad hallucination while
Any
their
idea how
stomachs
far
are
away
being
from the Stargate
filled
you
with
might be?
eggs. Oh no!
I believe it's.
It'd have been so good if Tilt came back with a big ass blonde wig, like he'd become one of them.
Okay, that would have been great.
Carter.
Somebody's got their crush.
No, you can't keep him.
And she wants to steal a child. They will not stop me in my mascara.
You should
Does
ask him.
no one remember what happened to stormtroopers and to Han and Luke and Chewbacca? These people are going to eat them.
I will take you.
Filthy Ewoks. And the golden man in this ain't gonna save them anytime soon.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, the gold man is instead the guy that's going to try and kill them too.
Not much time.
I mean, this is literally like Star Wars. You have the gold man who is currently the gold, who's acting like the god. You have your soldiers, and you got the natives who look primitive and they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
You attacked them.
You saw?
We only meant to capture him.
Look, we're not in the assassination business. He's just bad. He's very bad. We just wanted to take him back to our world and have a little chat with him about all the nasty, bad things he's been doing. We just didn't know about this little force field deal.
I had never seen such a device.
Because it's a bad force field.
Right. We're alive. Thanks to you folks.
We will take you to your doorway.
You
will go.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, we want you out.
Yes.
See, the Nox are all
Well, it's not
they
quite
are
that
pro
simple.
deportation of illegals on their
By
planet.
rescuing us, you have placed yourselves in
They
great
want
danger.
these people out.
Officers will try to locate us.
They like their border security.
Yes.
Take your ways with you.
No, wait.
Well, maybe we need to promote psychedelics amongst this country then.
You help.
Yes.
How?
Our ways.
What we need to do is promote
Some race of people want to learn
plant
about your ways. Your
plant animal hybridization with humans.
Anyone else we
Oh.
can talk to? Do you have a leader?
They have no wish to see you.
Who let this guy in
There
here?
are others.
You will go.
Right. We'll go.
If you wish us to
These aren't
leave,
actually actors. They're just people that just wandered onto set and they decided to go with it.
Your brother won't revive until later.
Like Hitman said, they're all people from San Francisco, man. That's what they look like. They just kind of wandered in on their from their
brother?
hippie band and everything. We'll bring you to the natural order, dude.
Yeah, but those were San Franciscoans before there was shit all over the streets.
Yes, that's true. Oh
He resisted our attempts to help him heal.
he may yet survive. Goa'uld he carries is healing him even now.
That is good.
How is that good? I mean, he's in the service of the Goa'uld.
He is like him.
He's with us.
Perhaps you can convince the injured one to join you as well?
Oh, I don't think so.
She's already laying claim to the child.
Yeah, she's already adopted the child.
And their ways are not like
This is mine. I'm taking her home. I'm taking her home with me.
No, the Nox.
This is my wicket.
the Nox.
The ones you speak of come to hunt the Fenry.
Fenry. Well,
That's probably that disappearing, invisible, flying thing we were after.
Yes, Fenry.
all right, look.
Not Fenrir.
Do you have any
Oh.
elders I could speak with? I don't think you're understanding. what I'm-
Ofer is one of the eldest of the Nox.
Also, the loopiest of us
If
all.
Shackle does not die.
Sometimes he thinks he's a rock.
There will be no more death.
I have no intention of killing him. However, if Shackle survives his injuries, he will tell the Goa'uld where to find you.
Look, obviously your medicine is very, well, it's very effective.
Where are the shackles for shackles?
Can you defend yourselves?
Right.
Don't.
But at least let us help you in exchange for what you did for us.
You must go.
Right. Well, for now we'll just go over here. Excuse me.
I mean, they are going someplace.
Frozen place there.
All right, do you know this Shackle?
He served in my command when I was first prime of Apophis.
Well, we can't just walk away. If we hadn't attacked Apophis, he wouldn't even be here.
And we can't kill him either. I wasn't considering it, I was just stating the fact.
Okay, we'll take Shackle back. It's not quite as good as having Apophis, but he can't stay here.
Apophis will not allow us to leave this world alive. You have challenged him, and I have betrayed him. Even if we were to locate the Stargate, leaving this world will be difficult.
So we're back to square one. We can't leave Shackle here, and we'll never get him back to the gate without running into Apophis.
Okay, we'll try and find out as much as we can about the Nox. It's part of why we came here, right? In the meantime, I think you better check on your friend. Whatever we end up doing, I don't think he's going to wake up in a very good mood. Know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not one of those. He's not a morning person.
No. Very cranky.
Apophis, Kree, shall talk. Teal'c was standing before me, waiting to pay the price of his betrayal. I had him in my hand. We have searched. Where are the others? Where is Shackle? I saw them die. They could not just disappear. Unless they have learned the power of the beast.
Must he be bound so tightly?
If not, he will escape when he awakens.
He deceives you. He's awake now.
Damn narc.
Were you waiting for me to turn my back, Shackle?
As you taught me. Have you come to kill me?
I offer you the chance to join me. The Goa'uld are not gods.
Lies.
These people are that of the first world, the Tari.
You waste your breath. I shall rest, strengthened by the thought of the reward I shall get when I present your head to Apophis.
The time of Apophis will soon end. And on that day, I will return to our world and offer freedom to all Jaffa.
Yeah, give it about another 2 or 3 seasons.
You will not live to see it. But when you fail to kill me, it will be your head.
I really don't get the point of this. Well, if we run into Apophis again, we'll be prepared. But what good are bows and arrows going to be against that kind of firepower?
Exactly how I want him to think.
Yeah.
Any weapon's better than no weapon when it comes to survival.
You guys just don't want to give up, do you?
Did you forget that Apophis isn't covered in head to foot in armor?
I think we make
Yeah.
a good knock.
I think you're right.
Surely they can make really, really pointy sticks that could get through.
Is that a weapon?
Yes. And you can't have it.
If you wanted this tip, this would be good for knocking fruit from the highest branches.
I'll bet it would.
Why do you want to fight them?
I don't want to.
Then don't.
It's not that simple. Look, I believe in peace. Just like you, I do.
Then why do you fight?
Because our enemy gives us no option. Sometimes turning the other cheek just doesn't work.
I'll learn to understand them better.
No, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Go on, run.
You? Oh no, thank you. I'm trying to quit. Is that where you get your medicine from the forest?
We get life from the forest. From everything.
Yes, these
You must
trees
have-
are my uncles and my aunts.
Or you must have
He's
some
really
knowledge
whacked out
that
on
we
the
don't
hippie
have.
juice.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that we could learn a lot from you.
Over there is Mother Spruce.
Friends. Friends share knowledge.
Yes. You have much to learn.
Over here, we will try
Why don't you
the
teach me now?
mushrooms.
For example,
This is where we sacrifice our children for eternal life.
Knowledge.
It doesn't work all the time, so we have to try several times.
Over the years.
For some, it just takes a while to really kick in.
How
boy,
old am I?
howdy, when you're down, you're down.
How do you mark time?
Years, days. A day is one revolution of our planet. A year is one revolution around our sun. There are 365 days in 1 year, so...
Then I am 432 years old.
Those mushrooms have done you some good.
You look great.
Must be also the kid's blood.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think it's probably a good idea for Nefray to go with them.
You will not teach Nefreo your ways.
How'd you do that?
It is not the Fenrir that have the ability to hide. It is the Nox.
So you hid the Stargate?
The Fenrir was nearby when you came through, attracted by your arrival. We concealed them from the hunters who come.
We're not hunters.
You tried to kill the Fenrir just a moment ago.
I was trying to protect the boy.
You protect his body after poisoning his mind?
Will you listen to me? The reason the Gould hunt those flying things is because they want to know how it's able to disappear. If they find out it's
Our
you...
ways have served us for as long as our people have lived.
But they didn't know you existed before. Once they know, they'll enslave you. It's what they do.
We are slaves to no one.
How long have the Gould been coming here to hunt?
Oh, as long as I can remember.
Why did you not bury the Stargate? Do you know that that would stop them?
And they would know someone had buried it.
Smart ass.
Of course.
And they would come with ships.
Yep.
Oprah is 432 years old.
Guess what? You're not human.
Well, that's a definite.
Minority, but definitely more advanced than anything that has evolved on Earth.
That creature we came here for, it has no power at all. None. Zip.
Well, then how does it become invisible?
They do it. The Nox hide it from us.
They make it invisible to protect it?
Well, this makes things even worse.
If Apophis finds out that it's them that has this power...
He will try to possess it. If he finds he cannot, he will bombard this planet's surface from high above. What he cannot possess, he destroys.
They could hide the planet.
So we have to get Shackle out of here. We're not allowed. We stop doing that.
No, it's fun, damn it.
With your enemy.
Look, if we don't take him away from here, he'll tell the Gould, the bad guys, all about you.
We are not afraid.
Well, get afraid.
Colonel,
Look,
this is our fault that this has happened. We know that, and we want to correct that.
Shackle won't be hurt. You have our word.
We will just take him away with us, back to our planet. Only then will you be safe.
Only if that is his wish.
If he wishes to instead do a jig, then he shall do a jig.
Then find me, teal'c.
Jafar, I offer you this last chance to join me.
Before you kill me, you're too much of a coward, or you've done it already.
I have no wish to kill you.
You may wish you had.
What have you done to him?
Now it is time to have my way with you.
Heal! The Nox woman.
In about
It seems to have become a bit of a bad neighborhood.
In about 9 months, she will be coming up pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Where'd the Nox go with Laya? Who knows where they ever go?
I trained him well.
Is he gonna be all right?
Well, if it were you or me.
My wound will heal. We must find Shackle.
We will.
He just decided to swing back around real quick.
Yeah. Well, he took 2 lefts and one right and another right, and then he ended up back where he started.
Got lost at the last tree trunk.
Yeah.
You brought us back the same way.
Yes.
We grew you all new livers after we removed them.
When we are performing the ritual of
Hey,
life,
wait a minute.
A weakness.
They were very tasty.
Well, thanks for regrowing one for us, I guess.
Shackle has been this way.
I was attached to that liver.
How long ago was he here?
Your spleens were also very good for our mascara.
Oh no.
He's very skilled at evading capture.
Did you teach him that too?
I am curious to see a gold. I've never seen one.
No. You should go someplace where it's safe. Go where the other Nox are.
They're far away.
Nefreyu, please, go on, scoot. Kids.
They must have learned that trick from Batman.
Damn.
Yo!
Distra! Distra! Distra!
He's telling him of the Nox. About their powers. Apophis will be pleased.
Nothing has changed for us.
No, everything has changed.
We will take you to the doorway.
Look, Anteos, we can come back through
We're
that
kicking
gate.
you off
We'll
our
bring
damn planet.
reinforcements.
Anteos. Where is Nefreyu?
He'll be holding on to one of them as they are going through the Jaffa Eye and saying, "Get off my damn planet!"
Nefreyu.
Nefreyu.
I told him to go home.
I do not like the look on his eyes.
Right?
That's like
Very young. Do not
guy
always
in unmarked white van eyes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
like a trap to you, Captain?
Yes, sir.
This is all your fault.
We must begin the ritual.
No, wait. Jack, they can bring him back.
Shackle has told Apophis of your ritual, that you cannot remain hidden when you perform it.
But we must.
The minute you start that ritual, they'll attack.
Give us our weapons. We can defend you.
There will be no killing.
All right, fine. We'll find our own way back to the Stargate. We're certainly not going to sit around here and watch a slaughter. Let's go.
Jack!
It's an order.
Please. We're trying to help.
Goodbye, Daniel.
Think they bought it?
Almost believed it myself.
Just Daniel wasn't involved in that decision.
Yeah.
It would take too long.
Where did that come from?
Well, the wee folks missed one. So Shackle thinks we're unarmed. Apophis thinks he's invulnerable.
And they're right. I think I found the flaw in your plan.
Their weapons aren't as effective in close. We'll be better off with hand-to-hand.
What of Apophis? He's protected by an energy field. We both fired our weapons directly at it.
Did you see what happened when one of his guards tossed him a staff weapon?
Passed right through. So you're guessing that the shield's deflection capability is directly proportional to the amount of kinetic energy being directed at it?
Yeah.
So you're saying that an arrow or dart being much slower in velocity than, say, a bullet...
Just might make it through. It's a big gamble, sir.
Yeah.
Kinetic shields gonna be a problem.
They're coming.
That was the real tree branch. Come on.
Give teal'c the big stick. I mean, he does speak softly, so. Teddy Roosevelt would be proud. We must not have any disturbances.
Thank God he hesitated.
Fool, I will kill you.
Again?
No!
Not only invisibility, but teleportation, apparently, too.
They'll be back! They won't spare you!
It's an old-fashioned green screen.
This is where the Stargate should be.
Okay, now everyone just fan out and just wave your hands around.
We sent your enemy through the doorway.
We'll be back.
When you are gone, we will bury it.
We'll come in ships next time. We'll bring an army.
Perhaps.
Carter's like, can I keep him?
Glad you're okay.
And you. We sent your weapons back through the doorway.
Yeah, speaking of the Stargate.
You fear for us? Yes?
Yes.
Why?
It is our way that the strong defend the weak.
We're afraid for you.
Before you go, O'Neill, there is something we would have you see.
Big floating city in the sky.
See, we were just out on a camping trip, guys. We've got this.
You're not.
And I mean, that just shows these people are just so advanced. The Goa'uld are not a concern for them.
Yeah, they're just completely in the periphery.
Maybe
they don't
one
care.
day you will learn that your way is not the only way.
Why didn't he tell us about this before?
I think in their way they did.
It appears they possess a form of technology far greater than that of the Goa'uld.
They looked so helpless.
And now they're going to bury the Stargate and we can never come back. We should have listened.
Come on, guys, don't you know looks can be deceiving? Come on.
Very young do not always do as they're told. It's a little something that Knox told me one time. Something worth taking home.
Not the government's eyes, but hey, it'll work out for the show.
Definitely the government's definitely not going to be happy that we screwed up this possible diplomatic situation.
I mean, screwed up. Yeah. Well, that was episode Knox.
Too fast.
That really flew by, and that was another 43 minutes.
Yeah, that felt like 20 minutes.
It's so good. That's why it flew.
I can't argue with it.
So they really do look like they're from San Francisco. I just have to throw that out there. Legitimately.
They're definitely old school hippies, yes. They're all and they're very pro-life. They just want people to live and be in harmony, man.
Eating trees.
Pooping on the sidewalk.
Nuts and berries and fungi that they find underneath the garbage cans.
And just keep it in the hair for snacks. So this is why the Tolan are so...
Oh, ow. Ooh, what's the world?
Go over.
Sorry, Static, I had to mute you. Your thing just freaked the hell out.
Static literally became staticky.
There we go. I unmuted you.
I wasn't even doing. My phone. I put my phone on the damn mic cord.
Oh. You gotta love little things like that. So you were saying Hitman?
No, I was saying, is that why the Tolan were so willing to, I guess, cohabitate with the Nox because they're on the same level, or is the Nox more intelligent than the Tolan?
The Nox are more intelligent than the Tolan.
Are they? Okay.
Yes. Have you gotten to the 5 races?
The
4 races, I should say.
Yeah, and then Thor, whatever the alien was like, maybe the humans can be the 5th or something like that.
So I mean, yeah, the Nox were one of the 4 races of the Alliance of 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have the Ancients, who are the builders of the Stargates. You have the Nox. You have the the Furlings, and then you have the Asgardians.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't come across the Furlings yet.
They don't.
No
ever
one.
get shown.
Yeah.
They don't.
I mean, there's some.
Imagine they look really cute.
there's like a gag at the for the 50th episode. No, not the 50th. It was the 20th anniversary. There was a gag episode that showed Furlings looking like Ewoks. There is like a nod to some Furling to the Furlings in another episode where they set up a paradise planet that Jack and some other guy go to, and then
that's with Mayborn, I think.
Yes,
they're
Mayborn.
like left on there, and they kind of Mayborn goes crazy because he ends up eating some of the plant life that is
killing people.
Yeah, and Jack finds it all out and then gets him to stuff. So yeah, here's the little mock-up of what they're goofing around with on the Furlings.
Little tiny koala looking
Ewoks, yeah.
And I mean, there are some theories out there that the Furlings are. There's some theories out there that the Furlings are the fish-looking creature that SG-1 ran into. That kidnapped Daniel.
Oh, fire and
yes.
Water.
Yeah,
really.
There's some theories that is also that may be a Furling. Yes. What is the fate of Amaroka?
Amaroka, the whole episode, Amaroka.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to change my name to Amaroka for that episode.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's some theories out there that could be that was a Furling. But it's not 100%.
The name is deceiving sounding. Like people hear Furling and they automatically think of furry creature
or Furloni.
God, don't start that.
Furloni would definitely screw it all up.
Not bring that man into the.
Okay, so do the ancients come? So I'm only on season 3, but do the ancients come into the show, or are we just?
Yes, they eventually come into the show. They become very important. They're very important for Stargate SG-1. They're very important for Atlantis. They're very important for Universe. I almost said Uranus. For Universe. I mean, Daniel for a time even lives amongst.
Yeah,
he lives amongst them for a time, and then also like the very last couple seasons, you meet evil ancients.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's right. They were like an evil offshoot, weren't they?
Well, actually, technically, the ancients were an offshoot of them.
Really?
So originally the Ori and the ancients descended were both branches off of the Alterans.
Oh, okay.
The Ori were a religious nuts, while the ancients were the more secular, scientific. Yeah.
They were the Tolans, but without.
So how do you rank it? Is it who's the most knowledgeable? Is it the Nox, ancients?
The ancients are the most powerful.
They are. Yeah. Are they the smartest? Or are they just the most powerful?
They're both.
They're because nobody else gets to such a level of technology as the ancients in terms of like creating these Stargates and stuff like that, and just what they were just so capable of.
So like they're caught in a Star Wars then.
No, they're more of the Celestials of Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean to kind of I don't know, kind of cheat to spoil a little bit. At one point in time, the Ori tried to wipe out all life in the Milky Way and succeeded, but the ancients were able to reseed the Milky Way galaxy.
Insane.
See, it's been so long since I've gone through seasons 9 and 10. I always get to about season 8 and stop. Because I'm always so anxious to want to start watching Atlantis because I love Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, all life that exists in the Milky Way galaxy now all exists because the ancients seeded it.
Yeah.
So humans are technically the second evolution of our kind because the ancients are technically humans.
And it's true that the Goa'uld are just parasites and they're not smart.
Yeah, they're scavengers. Scavengers at the level.
They're parasites that they're parasites that symbiotic parasites that just steal and consume everything.
I used to think that the Goa'uld were smart until I met Lord Zapokkin. What's his name? That dude. Just what did Zapokna?
Lord Pouty Face.
Yes.
Who are you talking about?
Lord Zapokna, the guy that does the trial for Skara and the Gould half with the Tolan. They go through a whole trial situation.
Oh, are you okay? Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. Now I remember.
Fantastic episode. I mean, it was just in a courtroom, but I thought just the whole. I thought it was really well done.
It is a very scaled down episode. Yeah,
it is, but it's still very good nonetheless. Lord Zapokna, whatever, crybaby face.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Goa'uld are only as good as the stuff that they can assimilate.
And I just have to tell you really quick. I said this on the show, Spartacus. I now have, when I got to that episode, so when I spelled out O'Neill when we were talking, I thought you were just admonishing me because I spelled his name wrong. But then I got to the episode, I was like, that turkey, he was quoting the episode. It's O'Neill with 2 L's. He's like, I'm more funnier than the other. What did he? I forget the line. He's like, I'm funnier than the other.
There's another O'Neill with 1 L, and he has no sense of humor.
Yes, but I got that episode. I was like, this turkey. Oh, it's funny. So I go around saying it's O'Neill with 2 L's, and then I'll go around telling the joke.
Yes.
You know, the joke where teal'c laughed, and it was. You said it was cringe. I thought it was great. It was with the,
I just said it was very awkward. It was just a very awkward.
I mean, it's alien humor.
Joke. Yeah, it's alien. It's this alien joke, and then he's the only one laughing naturally, while the rest of them are just kind of staring at him like, "What the hell?" But the thing is, like, even teal'c's laugh doesn't sound very natural or anything, so it sounds very weird to me.
I just like teal'c's laugh though, but yeah, it was funny. Nobody at work gets this joke, by the way. Nobody knows Stargate. Nobody watches.
I don't know why you're so surprised.
Because it's a funny joke, and I went around telling it to people. Nobody got it. Just it's just heartbreaking. So yeah, because it was the Sitesh guard nose drips.
A horse guard, a Apophis guard, and a Sitesh guard meet at a crossroads. The Apophis guard's hood fleshes out. The horse guard's beak gleams, and the Sitesh guard's nose drips.
Exactly.
What's is it Hathor or is it no? It's Thor's Hammer's next.
Yeah, Thor's Hammer is going to be next. We're doing a double watch. We're going to do Thor's Hammer and the Torment of Tantalus. So also adding on to the whole additional races that had an alliance and everything.
Why did I think Hathor was next? No, it is Torment.
No, Hathor's a few more episodes in. Yeah. She's after Fire and Water, the Fate on Maroka. But also before that is going to be Bloodlines, which is another good episode.
The guy that always says he always says Hammond of Texas.
Yes, that's
Braytek.
Braytek. Yeah, Braytek gets introduced, and also more on the. I mean, you got the word in this episode, but gets a lot more elaborated upon what Sholva is, and
what is I guess I missed that because I'm more on season.
Yeah, he calls in this episode he called teal'c Sholva, and then in Bloodlines it gets more elaborated upon that he's a traitor. That traitor to
yes. Is this what episode does his son get a Goa'uld? And then
and that's also part of the episode is that his son is going to be implanted with the symbiote. He's coming of age to be able to do so.
So the next episode is actually Brief Candle.
Well, we're skipping it.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. We've decided to maybe skip an episode here or there. But we're gonna be in a
big orgy episode anyways, and he just gets old, so he eats some cake, he gets old, and
Master Braytek.
Literally. I mean, this is literally the episode. He eats fruitcake and he gets old.
But
well, actually, it's not the cake that makes him old. It's actually getting it on with the lady.
Well, but Fresh, you said the nanites show up in a later season. Is that right? Maybe not. Did these nanites just show back up? Because it wasn't the cake that did it to him. It was a.
I might have said it did, but I don't remember.
I thought you did. I thought you said something about the
I'm saying I possibly did.
Yeah, I remember you saying they come back.
Okay, yeah.
A few weeks ago.
Funny enough, episode 19, Tin Man is almost as obnoxious as Ergo in season 3.
Oh, come Treya!
Oh yeah, yeah. That's not the last time you'll see him.
No,
there's one more.
Yeah, it's just one more episode. It's just one more time he comes back. But that's also when we've gotten some more introductions of more old system lords and stuff. Yeah, that dog said it.
Yeah. There's still a lot of great episodes within season.
It's funny, like after like when we skip Brief Candle, like we're in for a good string of episodes after that.
Absolutely. Thor's Hammer might still be one of I think. I mean, obviously the one we just watched, but Thor's Hammer was really good. I really liked. And then it's in season 2 or season 3 where they go back to Samaria.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in season 2.
Season 2.
I think it's season 2. Yeah, because they help Gawain or whatever her name is.
Yeah, the woman that had the originally had a.
No, she dies, but she's the one she's the Viking.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she died because.
So, really quick, you guys said that season 1 was a slow burn. I watched season 2, which I thought was really good. Season 3 is also really, really good. I still think season 1 so far is my favorite season. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the first. Maybe it's just because it's my first season into watch. I mean, it's my first introduction to Stargate. I think it's fantastic.
Season 1 is, like I said, like we said, season 1 is like when they're trying to establish themselves. So they got different ideas they're trying to work with before they finally settle on a formula, which is roughly near the end of the season.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Korai was a great one. Politics. I hate that senator, by the way.
Yeah.
Lindsay, yeah.
He makes multiple appearances.
Yeah, he's a President Thorn in the side for a while.
I think he even becomes president for a time, or he is about to become president before.
Vice president, if I recall. He's a vice president.
That's right.
Samuel needs to go through the gate and never come back. I have come to the point where Mayborn is kind of sort of rubbing off on me. It was an episode in season 3, I think, where he helps.
He is an interesting fellow, but
yeah, he is.
Although
he takes some time. He takes some time. Like
there's a great line where he's like, O'Neill with 2 L's says, we have the highest security clearance. He's like, as a military person, or in the military, he says, and O'Neill 2 L's says, are you telling me this is a civilian operation? It was a great moment between, and then it's like the dynamic between Mayborn and O'Neill, because they're of the same level, but then he calls him. There's times where like you can see like they're on the same, like he calls him Harry from it alludes to the fact that they've been friends before or they've known each other for a long time, because he calls him Harry, then he reverses him as Mayborn and then Colonel, and so it's an interesting dynamic between the two. But at the end of this episode, he says thanks Harry or something like that, I think, and you see Mayborn gives him the little nod of so. Fantastic.
This is why I'm enjoying going through this, because I'm also getting a refresher course, because I'm not quite recalling that, but
it has been a long time since I've watched this too.
Season 3, it's when these aliens
I'm remembering little bits and pieces.
They infiltrate SG-1. They infiltrate SGC, and they're the aliens, and they can basically, it's like not alternate reality, but they can shapeshift, or take. They have this little thing they put on their chest. And they can,
I remember that episode. Yeah.
They're kind of like those. They're kind of like the white aliens from the beginning of the Justice League.
Yeah.
From those aliens that make the Justice League form in the DCAU.
Yeah, they have the thing on their chest, and they can basically imitate you, or they look like they project the vision. They yeah. So that was the one where like they which is so interesting how you like. So I was researching like the Cheyenne Mountain complex, like legitimately like researching it, and how there's actually an escape hatch in this thing. So it's just funny how they go down this little escape hatch and they get into the complex, but.
Yeah, I think that escape hatch becomes useful multiple times.
Yeah, I think it does.
So.
Okay, yeah. It's Meteor Advocate Damone said not the same nanites. Nanites equal microscopic robots. Overall term, yeah. Because I don't know. I don't think I was talking about the replicators, but I was talking about something else that they were supposed to come into play about. But I think they're entirely. I do think they are now entirely separate. It only gets better. Yeah, it's like on a upward trajectory at this point. Like especially like once it hits towards the end of season 1, things will start climbing up. And
it really sucks that it like ends after 10 seasons.
Why was that? Like, was there creative differences? Did they just
no? It was only just differences between the company and the people that were producing the show, and then the people, and then like MGM or Sci-Fi, Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi has exclusive rights to, or they at least had. I don't know if they still do, but they had exclusive rights. Yeah, but I mean, but around the time that this all happened, the Sci-Fi Channel had exclusive rights to show Stargate. And so when the show was canceled, they were going to continue it over on Apple, but it was squashed because Sci-Fi Channel says, nope, you can't do it because this is ours.
Here's the question though, and like I said, I'll soon figure out this answer, but could they have taken this to like 19 seasons, 20? Could they have progressed the story?
The idea that I heard some people throwing around is that what they had planned to do is that they were going to continue with a group called the Lucian Alliance, which is basically a group of pirates and smugglers that all allied together to fill the void of the Goa'uld Empire collapse. And it was going to be, and so they were going to currently by the end of season 10, there was the Tauri, what's referred to as the Tauri Lucian Alliance War going on. And that's hinted at in the Stargate Universe series, is that war is going on at present. So that is what they were going, what I heard is that is what they were going to deal with in further seasons after they got done dealing with the Ori.
Yeah.
I think I remember some of that from Universe, yeah.
And they were also going to have Samantha Carter become higher up in rank or something like that, and some other stuff. But yeah, that all.
I mean, they had already like bumped her up quite a bit too, because she was leader of Atlantis for a short term, and then was in charge of one of the ships. I think she was in charge of the General Hammond, wasn't she?
I don't remember. But yeah, so I mean, they were going to go off and they were going to take care of the Lucian Alliance, is what the next plan was going to be.
I wish they didn't stop it, man. I mean, I know you said Atlantis is fantastic. I don't know. I'm skeptical because I don't like Jason Momoa. He's a terrible Aquaman. But I wish they would have.
He's pretty fun as Ronan.
Yeah. Ronan from Marvel or Ronan from
Ronan from Stargate SG from Stargate Atlantis.
Yes.
Very different. Here's the question: when does Atlantis start? Does Atlantis start while SG-1's still going on?
Yes.
Atlantis
starts at season 8 of SG-1.
There's in fact
you won't go past 10. Or sorry.
There's in fact actually there's like an episode. There's episodes in SG-1 where they're trying to find things to help Atlantis. And then there's also crossover episodes. For example, they have teal'c and Ronan, Jason Momoa's character, team up
That was a good episode.
Yes, it was, because because until they were able to create enough, or because they needed something called the ZPM, which is basically a ancient super battery to charge the. Actually, no, you since you already watched the fifth race, that's the ZPM is that crystal like thing that Jack used
to look into.
Hold on. No, you didn't. No, they didn't actually use the ZPM yet.
No, they haven't.
No,
gotten
they don't. They don't use the ZPM until they get to the Lost City episodes. So a ZPM is like a crystalline,
microfusion. Zero point module.
Yeah, it's basically a giant. It's basically a crystal-looking super battery that supercharges the Stargate so that you can go to another galaxy.
Mm.
And they use it to power all sorts of different things too. Eventually, because they also had to use it to power the whole city of Atlantis and stuff like that, the shields and all extra kind of.
Yeah, because you're saying the Stargate can only be powered. It draws power from the destination into which you're dialing. Correct?
Yeah, unless
they can only be opened up like 30 seconds.
Unless you have a no, it's 30. It's 42 minutes, I believe.
Is it 42 minutes?
It's 42 or 32 minutes, something like that. I know that one of the Atlantis episodes literally has the name in their title.
I thought that too. Meteor Advocate Timon.
It's 38 minutes. 38 minutes. 38 minutes is the cutoff.
Yeah, that's right. And then Elvis Prime says they use it to defend Earth from Antarctica to power the shield. Yeah, they have to deliver it to the Antarctic place so he can power up drones.
Yeah, to power up the ancient weapon in Antarctica, and then they need it to power the shields of Atlantis. In fact, actually, Atlantis is supposed to have 3 ZPMs.
Yeah,
ZPMs. Whatever.
It's fine. I caught that. I was like, he's saying it like McKay does. But that's like kind of what they go through in Stargate Atlantis, is trying to find more of the ZPMs to power the city, to have defenses, so in case of the enemy attack, they are ready for it. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, but now we need it for XYZ for whatever situation comes up. They bounce around with a lot of it, but that's kind of like one of the focusing points, is trying to power that city and make it defensible and not get blown up, because they don't want to be the ones to destroy this the city of the ancients.
My problem is I want to continue to watch it, but I don't want to just binge watch it and get to season 10 by next week, and then my life's so sad I don't have anything to watch. So
yeah, that's what for.
Huh?
I said that's what rewatching is for.
For sure. I've rewatched season 1 like 3 times already. No, it's not accurate. This is my second time watching season 1. But I was just absolutely fantastic. So, but I told Fracture before the show, so I'm not, or during the show, I'm not pushing Stargate. Like, if you don't like it, it's fine. I question your sanity, but
I'd be questioning Fractured sanity if he was getting tired of Stargate too.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm all in, baby. And it's fun re-watching again, because
they make t-shirts that say Amaroka.
What is the fate of Amaroka?
Yeah.
Any other questions on the episode, Hitman? Because you're the one kind of throwing stuff.
No, yeah. So, but okay, so I'm assuming that's the city that he reveals that's where they actually live, but they choose. Are they like the hippie version of the Knox?
They're camping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
at least that's
they're on holiday.
Yeah, they're on holiday. That's how I look at it. But that's
they're an outpost that kind of watches the Stargate.
So what's so funny is they think Apophis is a god, but Apophis was definitely, his facial expressions were that of just a normal person, because he's trying to make if you're a god, surely you know what's going on and whatnot, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting. he even looked like, what's going on? Where they at?
He's
Like,
still trying to. He has to play up that role in front of the minions, right? So he
this
positions
is a dumb
himself in the right
question.
ways to make sure he still looks powerful and knowledgeable.
Is he a
enough,
system lord?
Yes. No.
Is he a system lord?
Yeah, he is a system
I've
lord.
got into the. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
He's a system lord. It's just after the end of season 1, his position becomes very shaky to where Sokar comes after him.
Why did they kill Sokar? I was talking to Fractured about this. Like, when I got that episode, were they on? So was Sokar and Apophis on Net2, and then Apophis escaped, and then Sokar exploded on the planet?
Yep.
Why did they kill Sokar?
So they can have a reason for Apophis to continue.
Yeah, pretty much.
You put listen, Apophis was growing on me, but then they brought in Sokar. I was like, this could be a good character. And then they kill off Sokar and they let this guy survive. Like, this guy who's, got the Phantom of the Opera mask begging for table scraps.
That's right. He's all deformed a bit with the mask and shit like that, huh? I forgot about that.
I'm like, this guy, here's the thing. I saw Sokar. I peed my pants a little bit. I pooted my.
Well, I mean, he's supposed to be the Christian devil in Stargate.
Yeah, he is.
Which is very interesting. Yeah, they chose, and that's.
Which is unfortunate. Then you don't get more time with that character. He's just like two or three episodes.
No, it's one episode. He dies.
It was one episode.
I mean, he's kind of a background character for like a season before he gets killed, and then all of a sudden it's.
Where's the sarcophagus? Can they bring him back?
No, I think his entire body. I think he's been atomized by the destruction of the moon.
Yeah.
Listen. I mean, I don't know. If you can bring Maul back, and then you can bring why can't you bring Sokar back? I don't understand it.
I mean, unless
he could. You tell me he couldn't use his little hand thing to create the shield when the planet exploded?
I don't know how long that would have kept him going, even if
it didn't help Apophis in the end.
No.
Fractured, I think you know what I'm talking about.
If a staff weapon shot can't go through it, you're telling me that
he's kind of Anubis light.
Yeah, he is.
He's kind of
and then they do bring in Anubis. You think that Sokar's cool? Anubis is way cooler.
Yeah, he definitely earns the place for his big bad.
I knew though that episode. Obviously, like when we get to it, I knew though when Apophis was before Sokar's like, what this dog, he's gonna come back. He's gonna escape Sokar. I had a feeling it was either that or it was raining that day and my knee was hurting. But I was like, what? This dude's gonna like somehow escape. So I was mad because I knew.
So, my knee is hurting. That means that Apophis is gonna return.
I knew it. I was like, this guy.
He had the proverbial bad feeling about this.
I did. I was like, Apophis, you had your day and you failed.
Well,
I do have to say, I like
on his deathbed, and then he gets brought, and then like you come into the Sokar episode, and he's back to life, and you're like, oh motherfucker.
I have to say is I feel horrible for Apophis's host,
right? Like they do a good job of
living that long, thousands of years,
trapped.
When he's like, I'm afraid,
trapped inside your own body.
Can't do a damn thing because you have this parasitic freaking snake.
Well, no, shame on him. No, because he could have been a Tok'ra. He could have chosen to be a Tok'ra.
No,
he
can't.
So,
he can't.
That's Apophis. That's the
symbiote.
Tok'ra. So Tok'ra are not entirely Goa'uld. They are basically they're basically cousins of the Goa'uld because the original Goa'uld that gave birth to them kind of altered their genetic code just a fraction so that they're not as sinister.
Right.
So hold on. So the Tok'ra are not Goa'ulds?
They are Goa'ulds, but they're cousins of the Goa'ulds in a way. They're an offshoot.
They're a subspecies of the Goa'uld.
Well, I still stand by. I say he could have chosen.
You actually get to meet the mother of the Tok'ra later on.
Yes, it'll get more elaborated upon.
But
No, not
she's
half.
I don't know. I like and this is where Fracture and I will continue this fist fight because I like the Tok'ra. I think they're great people.
Give it time. Just trust me. Give it time.
What did you say? They're crybabies. What did you call them?
Obnoxious crybabies. Yes.
Yeah,
they
obnoxious
are a resistant. They are our resistance who have been fighting Ra, because that's literally what Tok'ra means, is against Ra.
Against Ra.
For thousands of years.
And
And
they're
they
just
have
jealous humans are doing it better.
they have
Does Ra come
they
back?
have limited numbers, they have limited resources, they have to be very cunning in order to do what they can. They're not like humans who can do a lot more.
Does Ra come back?
No. Well, except for in like the time that they go back in time once.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
that's
you
just
do
more
it.
of
Don't
like
you
the-
tell me
you-
about
you
time
just-
travel within this.
Don't worry, time travel is a lot more simple in this one compared
Simple,
to others.
scaring, and handled much better.
There's only probably like 3 or 4 time travel episodes going on.
Right. And they keep it looped into their continuity very neatly. They don't actively like work to try and like alter shit and stuff like that. It's very
I mean, the one time that they did alter the timeline. Oops.
coming back to bite them in the ass or almost bite them in the ass. So they kind of averted trouble, but it like came back. They handle it well.
There is a movie where they deal with more time travel stuff, but they do correct it.
Right. Yeah.
MGM needs to like just stop being shysters and release Stargate so I can buy it and watch it, because I wanted to go back and watch it. And I don't know why, because Richard Dean Anderson is the oh no to else. Thank you.
The original Stargate movie?
Uh-huh.
You can buy it.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
no, on Amazon. It's not on iTunes, and you can't buy it on Amazon because you have to subscribe to MGM Plus. And I'm like,
There
stop being
are
shysters.
physical copies that you can buy.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say the dark side is a pathway.
No, you can get the physical copy of the movie.
Yeah. So
you just got to do some hunting, brother.
I think, in conclusion, it's just a fantastic show. I don't know why anybody would not want to watch it.
Oh, by the way,
and
did you see my message I sent you on Twitter, or are you just completely ignoring that?
Which one? Oh, about DC?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll get back. I was at work when it came through, and I haven't had a chance. I will respond though. But it's a very good question. Fractured over here, if he was more, what's the word I want to say? Cultured and knew more about DC.
I'm sorry, I don't know a whole lot.
Marvel.
Oh, I mean, what I told Fractured while he was playing Batman. Batman as Arkham. I said what I would do is I would set the story in the 70s, during the US's economic turmoil. I would start with the first 3, the Trinity with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Start with them, work on the rest of the Justice League. That would be Wonder Woman. That would be Hawkman and Hawkwoman.
Are you talking about like the JLA or the actual
JLA?
Justice League?
The JLA.
JLA, very good.
So Hawkman, Hawkwoman, Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter. So start with that as the core team and everything. Give them all their individual movies or something of that nature. Then I would have a major cataclysm event that would unify them. So something like, I don't know, something like similar to the DCAU, where you had some aliens that wiped out the White Martians, or maybe have Starro do it, or maybe have the meteor alien that wiped out the dinosaurs from New Frontier. Have that, and then you have the team form, and then after that you would have kind of like buddy crossovers. So Batman, Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman, Flash and Green Lantern, so on and so forth. And then maybe have Brainiac be the next villain for the team-up movie, for the major team-up movie.
It's sad that they could have done, James Gunn, and even before James Gunn, they could have done so many different things and great stuff, and they just freaking you resort to Steppenwolf.
And I would also have it where you would have like when the Justice League begins to form and everything, they would be butting heads with Task Force X, because Task Force X, being a hidden government agency or a Black Ops government agency,
that's actually a good comic, by the way. Task Force X,
underneath Amanda Waller, Task Force they would be bumping heads against her, but also Task Force X is the one that took down and classified everything revolving around the Justice Society of America that rose up during the 30s, fought during the World War II, and was taken down during the 50s by Task Force X. And Amanda Waller, in order to think, okay, if we can't control these heroes, and if they're not willing to bend to us, then we probably need to look at some of their enemies to control, so that we have a backup plan to face off against them. So you would lead into the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So that would give us Task Force X, that would give us Suicide Squad, that would give us the Justice Society of America to work with. So it basically create this kind of this expanding group of stories to work with and develop.
Yeah.
And even have some connective tissue. So you have Wildcat being someone that trained Bruce Wayne when he was kind of developing his skills to become Batman. So
I'm still upset that they, within the CW, they had Black Cat train freaking, what's her name? Dinah Lorna Lance. I thought that was interesting, that whole dynamic.
Talking about Siren?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or Black Canary.
Black Canary, yeah.
Well, I mean, he did train Black Canary
in the comics.
Yeah, he trained Black Canary. He trained Batman. He trained a couple other people.
I missed that comic. I did not know that. Well, then they got it right.
Yeah, I mean that's why in the DCAU, she kind of had a little bit of connection with him.
Yeah.
So,
Fractured, what would you do?
Oh, I for doing a whole new like DC cinematic universe, I basically said, start from the very beginning. Start with with a Batman movie or and Wonder Woman and Superman, do the Trinity, and then start adding on from there. I liked Spartacus's idea when he said maybe do Green Arrow first.
That was my idea.
Green Lantern.
Sorry, Static's idea.
I think Green Arrow works as more of a basically kind of like how originally what the MCU was going to do is they were going to have characters like Daredevil and whatnot work as like lower class on the streets kind of hero, with the Avengers being taking care of the bigger events. So I mean that's why I kind of see Green Lantern or Green Arrow kind of working on the streets kind of thing.
Yeah,
do street level stuff. Keep it in I even said really pace yourself to get to the big
exactly
to the big whole cataclysmic, but get it start it out very kind of street level, and then Batman, same thing, street level, don't go whole cataclysmic. And even Superman, Mr. Bug has pointed out quite often to use, Toymaker?
Yeah, it would be definitely fun to use Toymaker.
He's shown some of that stuff, and he's talked about that a lot, and I've kind of liked that idea. Kind of introduce a different villain other than Lex Luthor, so you kind of take it in a bit of a different direction. I'm not super familiar with Wonder Woman, so I don't know who would be better for her as an introduction villain, but build up, and then you start slowly introducing the more extraterrestrial types. So your Green Lantern, I'd say would be next.
Necron would be good.
I think
Hunter, and then
I like the idea of doing something with as an introduction movie for Green Lantern, having him getting thrusted into this border dispute with the Red Lanterns. He gets the ring, and he gets thrusted into this border dispute between the Green Lanterns and Red Lanterns, and it finds out that it's Sinestro who's manipulating all sides from within the Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm trying to think of, I had one thought that I get just lost now.
Yeah, because that's basically like I said, like you really got to build up to, because you got to pace yourselves, because DC has always just been trying to shotgun it right to the end to get the Justice League already formed.
Yeah.
For the time, Marvel did kind of pace themselves up to that point, but then did jump to get that Avengers movie. So I'd say even maybe not take it a little slower, and introduce your prime characters that you feel you're going to really need to be a good Justice League. And I know you'd have to have the Flash in there somewhere. And yeah, build up, get eventually to that point, but keep things a little more scaled. Yeah. Because I think people are we also kind of already kind of exhausted with the world-ending threat.
Well, I mean, you need a world-ending threat to get the team together, but then after that
that's when you get to the team, yes. But I mean, for like as you're building up
every team, every character has a world-ending threat. I think having Superman introduced with a world-ending threat, like for example, what they did with Man of Steel, I think that was a decent idea. But I think what they should have done with Batman v Superman is, I liked some of the theories I heard that was thrown out with Batman v Superman, which was basically Superman is being tried by the government or something like that to with what happened in Metropolis, and that they're placing him underneath the control of Lex Luthor, who's trying to help rebuild the city, and Bruce Wayne is also trying to help with rebuilding the city. So it's kind of a struggle between those two, and
the battle between billionaires.
Yeah, in a sense. And so Batman comes after Superman because Superman is being forced to do some uncouth things by Lex Luthor's orders.
Yeah, but then that's like when I was talking about on my stream. I think that's why it'd be good though for Superman in particular to slowly build up his power level. Yeah, not start him out like immediately he's the uber god, but like
the uber Mitch,
powerful. Yes, keep him, but like slowly but surely, like really kind of show off his powers, what he can come into, what he can learn, and what he can like get the most use out of, and then then he can be in that sphere of, okay, yeah, now we've got our world-ending threats. But I just like it is like almost like the comics where he kind of started out with very basic powers and then scaled upward. I think that could be a route to take for him. But that was just my thought on it, was just maybe kind of not like super powered down, like he can fly and everything, bulletproof, but like other things to really
give him his basic powers before they start going into the out there powers.
Right.
So super flight speed.
Well, like flight speed would be like kind of the basics, like to start out with, and then then it ramps up. I-beams, ice breath, and all that sort of shit that he can eventually do. You just kind of
it's basically something akin to Smallville, but on a movie scale.
I suppose so. I haven't watched Smallville, so I'll just take your word for that. Yeah.
Smallville was basically Clark learning to become Superman, and getting the only time you ever see him in the Superman suit is at the very end.
Right. Maybe I don't know, because for Superman being in that suit is such an iconic thing.
I would agree.
That I think you kind of have to get to that maybe a little bit quicker.
Oh yeah, I agree. I very much agree.
But like, I just mean like, yeah, for power scaling, that is just a little more worked up to. And yeah, I do like that, learning to be the Superman that people know him to be. So
Hitman,
have you a route to take for him, because I think it's just been like he's not always at the end game, but that's certainly where we get to quite quickly.
he needs to be the old-fashioned boy in blue.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be the all-American, the all-around American, middle of nowhere, Smallville.
Yeah, really bring that home a little more too.
Heck, maybe even give him a little bit of an accent from being from Kansas and everything. I don't know. Do Kansasians do they have an accent?
I can't say, not that I'm aware of, but I mean, I've heard people say I've had a California accent, so I think every place kind of has a little something to them.
I'm from the Midwest, and like I've been told that Midwest people have just a bland accent.
I haven't heard that myself,
and unless you're from Chicago. Hitman, have you thought? What are your thoughts? Have you thought of it? What you would do, or did we lose him?
Hitman, are you still there?
He's just staring off in the distance because
his thing is still rumbling.
Just listening to our verbal diarrhea is enough to melt his brain.
He's in contemplation. He's like, I don't know if that works for me, brother.
Static, what about you?
I missed it. Well, what would I do to start off the DC universe?
Yeah, what would you do for DC universe?
Fractured kind of gave away my thing. Is I would start with Green Arrow, start real small, just kind of. The big thing is go slow. Like Fractured said it all. Like just go real slow, kind of like take care of everything and like mold it into something.
10-year plan.
Yeah, however freaking long you want to take. Like don't go. They don't have to do 3 movies a year. Like I mean, it's something that could take forever, right? Like whatever. So what? You didn't live to see the Justice League. Like
screw you.
But no, I'm just saying, just take care of it, like nurture it, right? Like don't just. DC just felt so far behind because of the Avengers, and they thought they needed to catch up and get into it. And it's like, no. Yeah. If they would have just taken their time and nurtured something of their own, they could still be going strong while Marvel's floundering.
Yeah, I agree.
They could have been wrapping up their big arch. They maybe a year or two ago wrapped it up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with like the start of a lot of their stuff. It's like they just kept trying to rush right to that finish line. It's like, no, you gotta
get it there now.
Just as patient as Marvel was for what they set up. So
and they need to abandon the super dark, gritty stuff. We need a little bit more color back in Heroes.
Yes, I think bringing back the tones of even like the original characters, like you can keep Batman, I guess, in that kind of gritty noir sort of setup. But like
I'm okay with
a little more, hopeful and stuff like that.
We need a hopeful Superman. We need a hopeful Wonder Woman. We need a Batman that I don't mind the armor too much on Batman, but maybe not as clunky, if you know what I mean. Because Batman is still a man. So
yes.
That's why he's kind of like my favorite superheroes, because he is a man standing among gods.
That's the appeal for a lot of people. Yeah, he manages to come into such a place and have such a, still a relevant part in the Justice League and stuff like that too.
And he has a plan to take care of all of them in case if something ever happens.
Even Batman sometimes needs to be scaled down just a little bit. I think they've made him too superhuman at times.
I like Super Detective Batman. I like Super Detective Batman.
Well, I think Super Detective is being different than this kind of almost himself, like such an overpowered.
Well, I mean, he has a plan. He has a contingency plan for all of them. He knows all their weaknesses, so he's like, I need to have a plan in case all of them get out of control.
Turn bad.
And then they are going to be my contingency if I get out of control.
Right.
So I like that. I do like that.
I like Dan Black right here said, make a movie called Clark Kent. The poster is just his chest as he opens his shirt to the show the symbol and suit and symbol underneath. It's basically the first movie just updated.
Well, I mean,
And
just
it's hard to improve upon perfection.
I would just
bring
make
back the phone booth.
Make it just simple and just have it
Yes.
as just Clark. Just Clark.
I think that's you gotta bring back fun. I mean, I've said that for video games.
That's why. That's why I said. That's why I said.
I agree.
Place it in a period. Place it in a period. Place it in the 70s where things are looking bad, and so we need a little bit of hope.
I can be behind that.
Or place it in the 30s to get even more, to kind of make things a little more interesting. Because I mean, I think one of the cool things about the Batman the Animated Series and also the Superman Animated Series is that they're a little bit androgynous as to when they're happening, because they're a mixture of various time periods. Sometimes it looks futuristic, sometimes
Batman.
it looks modern, and sometimes it looks in a past.
Yeah, Timon says we need hope now.
We do. We do.
Well, that's why we're coming up. It's like, you got to have these ideas on, like, okay, so what would you do to, bring hopeful characters to life and stuff like that? And I think,
I mean, I'm not opposed to having tragedy, but at the same time, you need to have need to have hope to offset tragedy. Tragedy should be used sparingly.
Yeah. Well, it should be, like you say, impactful. It should mean something. It should actually just, other than just kind of being used as like throwaway or as shock value.
That's why them completely copycatting the Watchmen for almost every superhero now these days is horrible. I enjoy
approach.
Watchmen, but I'm tired of it being basically in almost everything.
Well, they're all doing. It's like it's like they always are trying to do like the alternatives. What if Superman was an evil character of some kind? It's like, can we not?
The Art Deco of the animated series, I like that. I do.
For sure, or at one or later is the aesthetic to go for. That's the thing too. Like you mentioned the Superman animated series. I need to rewatch that. I have not watched that in a really long time, and I love.
I mean, the Superman
I recall what you said about it being kind of more like that, very like futuristic-y, but modern-ish looks and stuff like that. I need to rewatch that because I more remember Batman than anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. Is like it would be cool to have a series that it's androgynous as to when this is happening, so that it feels like it's in another world, but at the same time, you're like, I know how that works, so I don't need it explained to me.
Right.
I know how to phone works. I know how a car works.
Yes.
But it looks foreign.
It should be set in its own time, not necessarily one that reflects our time. A mix of old and new. I said, androgynous as to when it happens. Absolutely, I agree, and I think that it doesn't. It makes it a little more timeless, and you aren't worried about it trying to reflect a modern world. It's got its own look, its own aesthetic, like you guys are just saying. It gives it its own breath of life, because I think I'm tired of seeing our world being mimicked in some way. I want uniqueness. I think you asked me like what my favorite Gotham was, and Batman 89 and Batman Returns, just because it has such a unique life to it and unique look. It's what really just sets it apart from the rest. And even Batman Forever still had that going, that the mix of that, but then very like neon 90s 80s style.
and that's what
you dare mention Batman and Robin. I will come through this.
I mentioned Batman and Robin. I mentioned Batman
that's why I kind of like, I do agree, but Tim Burton's Gotham is classic. like I said when you were playing, is that what they were trying to go for? That is, they were trying to go for a city that is supposed to be similar to New York, but without the government intervening and building codes and everything, without regulations that controlled how buildings were made, and so that everything became twisted, gothic, and kind of morphed together or around each other. And then I also liked Batman Beginnings Gotham that they showed, because that also kind of had its own flavor. It was not like a normal American city, but it also had some interesting aspects to it. And I do also like Matt Reeves' Gotham, because it had this character to it that it just like, that is where Batman would be, in the shadows of a rainy street that's dirty, filthy, and criminals are colluding on the corner to do something, and he is just sitting there in the shadow, watching them, listening to them, and thinking, how am I going to take these people down?
Yeah. I think that's also kind of something that needs to be brought. Okay. That it does need to be brought in for Batman 2 is his planning and stuff like that, and his detective work. And I think that's something that we've kind of been denied for most part. He doesn't get too involved in that unless the newer Batman did. I didn't watch it yet.
Matt Reeves Batman was supposed to be a detective, but there's a lot of stuff that went over his head. Like there was one of the Riddlers. He's not a Riddler. He's more he'd be more.
I heard.
I think he'd be more better if he was more of like Zaz. But the Riddler's riddles were a rat with wings. What would if you were kind of trying to figure out what is a rat with wings? What would your answer be?
A bat.
Batman's answer was the Penguin.
I know.
And I'm just like, you're kidding me. Seriously?
Didn't Gordon say a pigeon? Because a pigeon kind of makes sense.
A stool pigeon.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, oh my god.
Hitman, you got to head out. You got any final words, sir?
No, man. I'm glad you guys joined. Hopefully, you guys will join next week.
Episode 100.
So excited.
Episode 100, boys.
It is a milestone. And also, and what better way to have episode 100 than Thor's hammer? It's interesting.
I thought it worked out perfectly. Yeah, I thought it worked out perfectly.
So,
yeah.
No. And okay, guys, I'm heading out.
All right, dude. Catch you later.
See you guys.
Attic, how about you, sir? What do you got to pimp out there?
So yeah, after this, I am going to eat real quick, and then you'll be able to catch me on my channel, probably playing Gotham City. It's my channel, Static 2020. I'll be playing that while just kind of hanging out with Dermy and possibly Shock, and we'll just be chatting. And if you're in Dermy Wormy's Discord, you can go in there and hang out with us.
Sounds good. I might drop in. Spartacus, how about you, sir? You got anything you want to...
I am currently playing through... I just began playing through Lego Batman on my channel. So if you want to pop in and say hello if you see me on, that'd be cool. I'm periodically doing a geek commentary, the Multiverse Inquirer. So if you want to come and listen to that, that'd be cool too. And then also you'll find me over on my friend Tabletop Junkies channel, where we're playing TTRPG games. Currently we're doing Castles and Crusades, which is kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but not as woke. And also Cyberpunk 2020. And we also have a zombie apocalypse story that he's planning to release here by next month or so. So a lot of fun. So
kind of cut you off, Static. Do you have anything else to promote for?
Oh no, I'm good.
Going on. Okay, because I know you got your. Oh God, why am I blanking?
And Tabletop is like 5 away from 200. So go over and subscribe.
Yep, help them get to that magical 200 number. Cool. And then for myself, I will be either finally getting back to even more Batman Origins, or I will be slipping in some Helldivers 2. I recently picked that up. It looks like a fun as hell game. I want to get into it. I haven't. So
how is it? Because I've been meaning to I've been thinking about getting it.
Third person action, very, very risky in terms of like team kills and stuff like that. So beware, but lots of
fire.
It can happen. It can happen. I saw an especially funny clip of Lethal Lightning and Mazda happening each other, and especially Lethal just up and behind the back of Mazda's head, clips him, and then Mazda just turns around very casually and shoots him dead too. So it can happen.
I have been seeing people complain about like some connection problems or server issues.
They've been really working on. They put out a recent patch for the game that kicks idle players that have been there for too long or anything like that to help free up space in the queues and everything. So they've been updating. The developer themselves even said, "Hey, we fully understand if you want to hold off on purchasing the game, we are working on it, but we understand, come back later," sort of thing, which is amazing coming from any developer these days.
They also expanded the amount of servers.
And they expanded the amount of servers as well, which is really good. So they've been really working on it because they did not expect this sort of reaction to the game.
Well, people have been starving for something good for a while.
Yeah, so I've been watching Melee Games play it. He usually does a late night stream, which is like, God damn it, dude. Or early morning for me, because I'm usually getting up and catching him for like the last hour or so that he's playing it. But I've just been watching it. It looks like a shit ton of fun. I plan on streaming it. That's what I want to do with it. So keep an eye out, because certainly Wednesday, Thursday mornings, I'll be playing either that or Arkham Origins some more, getting through that game. So yes, please do be sure to come back for any of that. And again, guys, thank you for joining us. Next week, episode 100, we are going to be doing 2 episodes. Like I said, Thor's Hammer and Torment of Tantalus, introducing us that there are even more races out there that were very powerful, very knowledgeable, and they had an alliance. It's a good episode. So please come on back for that, because again, celebrating 100, there's gonna be a special treat. Thanks to Static. I'm looking forward to it. He's only hinted at it a little bit to me, but I can't wait to see the final package.
I got it all done on Friday.
Fantastic. But yeah, so again, thanks everybody. We will catch y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!